What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Crossroads Podcast, your place to get the latest news, events, and general discussion in the world of PlayStation, PC, and Xbox. I'm your host, LeRon Dawkins, back as always, and with me tonight are my wonderful co-hosts, the one and only, the man who keeps the Ghost Energy business running, Mr. Andre Wilson.
Hello, everyone. How's it going?
And also, we've got the daddy of all dad sims back in the house of us tonight, Mr. Stoyanjovic. What's up?
That's the first time I've ever been called daddy in my life, so that's just weird. Considering
It's
we were
weird?
talking about kids dying and me getting all emotional about it, even though I don't have kids myself.
What's good, guys?
For
How's it
context,
going?
everybody listening to the episode, we were talking about The Last of Us, okay? We were talking about The Last of Us.
Yeah, please.
Not
please.
just in general, kids dying, okay?
Yeah, because there's no general B-roll, like, you know, like when the actual finalized version of the podcast comes out. So yeah, like we definitely need to get this spoiler that we're not Jeffrey Dahmering people, you know, especially children, you know. Yep.
It's funny, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, back on the map. Let's go. Jeffrey Dahmer, that serial killer show.
Yo, so check this out, right? My boyfriend sent me this TikTok, and basically a profile of the last 50 years worth of serial killers,
Mhm.
and their zodiac signs. The most prominent zodiac signs that showed up were Gemini, Pisces, and Virgos.
Hell yeah, Geminis. Let's go.
Yeah, like I'm a Gemini,
Same.
and he's a Pisces. So I'm sitting up here like, okay, so basically what's going to happen is like one of us is going to murder the other person because we're going to go to the kitchen one day and we're going to be looking for peanut butter to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and there's not going to be any peanut butter in the jar. It's going to be a jar with just like the remnants of whatever's left of peanut butter, and one of us is going to snap.
Yep.
Because we have the birth signs of zodiac. Basically, we have the zodiac birth signs of serial killers.
Well, you know, Geminis, us Geminis, we're two-faced. So, one minute we could be the nicest person on the planet. Next minute, we're stabbing you in the back.
I have to tell people all the time because everybody's like, "Oh, Geminis are fucking crazy," all this stuff. I'm like, no,
Aries.
Geminis are not crazy until you do something to make us goddamn crazy.
Scorpios are just annoying.
Oh, Scorpios are mean. My mom's a Scorpio, and Jesus Christ, like you cross her, and all of a sudden she's like, this is the person you don't want to have the codes to nukes for. That's that person.
Stephanie.
Stephanie's like, hey.
Stephanie's like, hey.
Scorpios are mean. I'm sorry. Like I grew up.
Is every zodiac sign mean? Like it seems like every zodiac sign is like. I always heard Aries. Like those people are mean as fuck because Aries God of War kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's like how at the office.
Well, Sagittarius are evil. Like they're duplicitous. Like basically, like they
duplicitous.
Yeah,
that was a big word.
Yeah, I'll say
duplicitous.
Yeah,
can you use that in a sentence, please? Duplicitous.
Oh yeah, sure. The way someone can work themselves into your life just to undo everything that you work for is completely duplicitous.
Can we spell it out, please?
So okay, all right, hang on, wait. Okay, so you got Taurus. You got, according to astrology, Tauruses get angry very quickly. Scorpios no one can control. No one can control the anger of Scorpios.
No one can, exactly. That's exactly what my mom is like. Because I swear, like you get her mad, and there's like, and I had to learn from a teenager, from a young person, you can't tell a woman to calm down. I learned that lesson early.
I can atone again. Never tell a woman to calm down. Makes things worse.
You can't tell a woman to calm down.
Leos become hyper very quickly, so their anger gets out of control. And then Virgos also get angry very quickly.
Geminis are very patient until you do that one goddamn thing. Because I'm one of those people who's basically like those Bugs Bunny cartoons where he's being fucked with the entire episode, and then it's like one thing happens and you see him like bouncing all over the walls and all this stuff. Like he's done.
Let's see, Aries, they get annoyed. Pisces, people that are Pisces are the most sensitive.
Yes.
They often get bothered by the slightest of things.
That is my boyfriend. god. Oh my oh my god. I played a prank on him. Well, it wasn't even a
Scorpios
prank.
are the most jealous.
It was Scorpio's the most jealous.
Yeah.
I wonder if Stephanie's still in the chat.
Yeah.
Oh god. Yeah. Huh.
She says dot.
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
comment.
Yeah.
We see how it is.
We love you, Stephanie. Whenever you want to come back to Crossroads, let us know. Like, make sure you're on the internet though, and not in one of our houses though. We don't want that smoke.
All right, LeRon, I'm going to give you something. Geminis don't like it when someone gets in their way. They are not one of those people who just stands back and watches the drama. They are desperate enough to start arguments, followed by a battle.
Yo, dude, I tell you right
Geminis are
now,
awfully unpredictable.
I tell you right now, like I was at the UPS store, I had to send something back for. I had to send. I had to
Story
send.
time with LeRon.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a real quick story. I had to send something back. We'd ordered some computer parts, and of course, like one of them comes busted. So I had to go back to the UPS store and drop it off and stuff like that. In the line at the UPS store, right? As a matter of fact, I'm in the front of the line, and there's like 6 other people behind me and stuff like that because like there's only one person working the register and stuff like this. This lady walks in there, and she immediately just bypasses all of us and goes right to the line, standing behind the person that's at the counter, just waiting for that person to move so she can put her stuff up. So of course the person moves and she puts her stuff up. Immediately, like the lady behind me was like, "Excuse me, ma'am." And the moment we realized that she was being ignored, that's the moment I turned around and said, "Ma'am, you are cutting everybody in the line. You need to move to the back." Just like that. And she turned around, she looked at me for a second. She's like, "What are you doing there?" I'm like, "This is the beginning of the line. Get to the back of the line." And then she just throws her stuff on the counter and is like, "I'm just dropping it off anyway." And she walks out. And then as she's walking out, she's like, "I don't understand what the big deal was." I was like, "You freaking jumped the line. Next time I see your ass, I'm getting in front of you." And she was like, "Oh, whatever," and walked out the door. But I was getting ready to light her ass the fuck up.
Sounds like she won. You should have knocked her back. You should have knocked her box off the counter. Geminis are unpredictable, man. She wouldn't have seen that coming.
That's
Just
true.
knock that shit off the counter. Be like, get to the back of the line.
That is true. But yeah, you don't. Yeah, like it's funny how like I can wind up getting like irrationally like I can't stand seeing unjust things happening. And like the fact that I was at the front of the line, it didn't matter if I was at the front of the line or if I was at the back of the line. Her jumping the line like that, I was gonna say something.
You got to be like Buddha, man. You got to let that shit go.
Yeah. All right. So I just want everybody to know to not forget that they're checking out the Crossroads show right now, the Crossroads podcast right now, which comes to you every week to bring the latest news, rumors, and general discussion in the world of PlayStation, PC, and Xbox. Crossroads airs live on Tuesday nights on youtube.com/xs803 at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. As always, remember, you can head over to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or any of the other podcast locations to get the audio versions of the show, which are hosted every Thursday morning on bossrush.net, as well as some various other places. A video recap of the show can be found on the YouTube channel, my YouTube channel, the following Wednesday nights. It's the finalized version of the show, and basically that's where all the fun stuff happens, all the edits and all that stuff. So like we don't always want to be in complete embarrassments here on the show. If you want to see. If you want to see previous episodes of our show, all of our episodes can be found over our partner website, which is bossrush.net. And if you like the show and you're watching it right now on YouTube, please consider subscribing to the channel as well as turning on notifications so you know when the next episode is happening. And also for you guys that listen to the audio version, the podcasts, remember to share, rate, and review us wherever you check out the show. Guys, I think we can go ahead and start with the show, right?
Yeah.
I mean, don't speak all at once.
Yeah.
So I have a question, guys. And that question is, hey, what are we playing this week? What have we been playing? Do you know?
I have been playing. Let's see, a little bit Destiny 2.
Oh,
a little bit.
Wait. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Talk.
A little bit Destiny 2, a little bit of Digimon Survive, and a little bit of Legend of Zelda. That's it. I've been like I've just been super jam-packed with a lot of content and photography stuff. I feel like I've barely gotten time to play anything, but
So are
if I
you?
go
Oh,
on, sorry.
go. I was about to ask you: are you taking advantage of the whole season of plunder? Are you taking advantage of that? If you have to think about it, I guess that's a no.
Well, hang on. I'm trying to think if I can work this into one of our big topics for tonight.
Okay.
Per,
Well, I mean, I won't press you then. I mean,
pretty much. Okay, here. Pretty much the euphoric feeling of constantly playing games is now not as much as I thought it would be for certain games.
oh yeah, we're gonna say that for later in the show then.
Okay.
So wait, so that's it for you in a nutshell then.
Yeah,
Destiny, Legend, which
Destiny,
Zelda again?
first Ocarina of Time, and then Majora's Mask.
Okay. Oh wow. Okay, so you're on that Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack kick right now.
Oh yeah, I mean I paid $71 for it. I should be.
Better take advantage of it.
Yeah,
Hey, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah. Please take advantage of it. All right, cool. Well, then, Stoy, let's talk about what you've been getting into.
Well, I actually beat the I actually beat the campaign for Assassin's Creed Valhalla,
Oh
and
I
yeah,
like it.
it was
it was
like
is this the theme for tonight? Like everybody's just gonna be like
no,
this
it's
game.
I mean, let's just say like it makes me confused whether or not I really want to get into Mirage or not.
Oh no!
Like
Wait. Mirage is what?
The
Mirage is
new
the
one
next
coming
one.
out.
The next one.
Mirage is
Okay,
the
okay.
next one.
I just had to be sure.
And
I don't really keep track of
it
Assassin's
stars
Creed
a
like that.
particular character
I have a
that
question.
was in Valhalla. Yeah, go ahead.
Last week weren't like correct me if I'm wrong. Last week weren't you all like hyped for Mirage, and now you're like unsure. Ooh, okay.
Yeah,
Go.
well,
Oh
because
man. Oh man. Valhalla hurt you. What happened?
because like there's a particular character in Assassin's Creed Valhalla that kind of like he's gonna be in Mirage. He's gonna be in the next one, and
Interesting.
I'm just gonna spoil it. Okay, is that okay with everybody?
Go
None
ahead.
of you
I don't.
guys are beating Valhalla.
I don't care.
None
Oh,
of you
I
guys
thought
are
you were
beating
like, no
Valhalla.
one's gonna play.
It took me 80 hours to get to this point of the story. For fuck's sake.
Oh my
Anyway,
god.
so yeah, like Basim, who's gonna be the character in Mirage, all of a sudden like turns on you at the end.
Hold
But
on.
like,
He's in Valhalla.
yeah, he's in Valhalla. So
The main
Mirage is
guy
kind of
of
Mirage. The next one that's coming out is an origin story for this particular character.
okay, so the main guy in Mirage is in Valhalla.
Yeah, yeah, he
Okay,
is.
okay,
He's
okay,
kind of
okay.
like he's obviously an elder assassin or hidden one as they call it. So yeah, they so all of a sudden he kind of does this trickery bullshit, and I don't know what he was trying to do, but he kind of I don't know, he kind of turns into a really kind of nasty good guy, but like he's kind of he's just a dick. He's a dick, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to play Mirage now because you're kind of a dick. Like, I don't know.
I thought everybody loved the good villain though.
Yeah, but like I didn't expect this guy to be the villain. Like, well,
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
he wasn't the villain, but
Uh,
like he kind of he rubbed me the wrong way. He rubbed me the wrong way. I was like, I don't know, man. I because like in the end he kind of like has like a redeeming arc or something like that, but it's like
uh,
I don't know, like I don't want to get into too many details, but it's kind of confusing because like the end sequence is like, what the hell's going on here? What the hell's going on here? You know? And then yeah. So but I ended up actually pursuing all of the order members, you know, because like in Odyssey they had those side missions where you had to go throughout the whole entire map killing these members of the order or the precursors to the Templars. So I did that a lot. Um and yeah, so that was, I mean, that's fun. But yeah, so I do want to get to the DLC so long as that guy isn't it, so long as Basim's not in it. Fuck that guy.
F that dude.
Jeez.
Yeah. Like, I don't
Oh
know. Like,
man.
he's just like, it's like, you're an all right person, but why you gotta be like this?
Why you
you
gotta
gotta
be
be
a
like,
dick?
why you
Why
gotta
you
be a
gotta be a
dick
dick?
about this? Like, just knock it off. Like, it's just one of those things. Like I said, he doesn't turn out to be a villain in the end. It's just like, what are you doing? Stop it. Get help.
Okay.
But
All right. Uh-huh.
otherwise, do you want me to talk about Monster Hunter Stories too?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
All right.
guy. Come on, man. God, just shove it in right there. Just do it. Just come on.
What do you want me to talk about something else? I could talk about Metal Hellsinger, and now I have no rhythm. It's kind
do
of
you not
depressing.
do you not have any rhythm? Or,
I know. I
you
must
know,
not. I must not be
I
able to translate rhythm to my fingers.
well, I have I have no problem with rhythm games, especially like if I'm playing with a controller or whatnot. I can't stand games where the beat is dependent on you like defeating an enemy, and it's not something like, let's say, Space Channel 5, for example, because
Space Channel 5.
I've seen Metal Hellsinger. I've seen Metal Hellsinger, and
Yeah.
let me just tell you, like, yeah, that game looks like you can get frustrating really fast.
Yeah, that's the thing, because it's metal music, and
Mhm.
it's very the drums are always very fast in metal music,
Is
and
that what you supposed? Is the drums what you're supposed to follow?
I think
Okay.
because all of a
Okay.
sudden, like, once the it's one of those things. They reward your being on beat with
Mhm.
adding more beats to it. Like, it's just like it seems weird. Like, it's like, okay, if I'm doing so well, why are you like, hey, you're doing a good job, we're gonna make it harder for you. Hey, you're doing an even better job, now we're gonna make it even harder for you to keep beat. Oh, you suck, we're gonna drop you back to baby level. Oh, now you can
Jesus
build you back
Christ.
up. Like, it goes back and forth. So it's like,
Oh, so it's a constant punishment.
yeah, I don't know, reward punishment system. I don't get it. So
Oh,
yeah.
jeez.
So it's kind of funny because as it's always like kind of like the basics, like maybe just bass guitar, and then drums.
Mhm.
Maybe some background guitars or whatever. As you get kind of better with the songs, more enemies start to kind of spawn into the screen. The music starts to kind of amp up a level, and then all of a sudden they start to add vocals to it, which it gets to be kind of harder to um, keep the beat, because then there's like so many other layers of the song that you have to kind of try to block out just to listen to the drums. And I
Mhm.
mean, you have your reticule, and then they have these little arrows that kind of pass through your reticule to kind of make sure to keep your eye on the beat. But like, my eyes hyper focus on that, and I don't see anything else around me. So all I'm doing is like trying to just randomly shoot things while making sure the arrows are in the zone that I want to hit. And it's like, man, I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot.
I'm
This
pretty.
game is this
I'm
game is not made for me.
I'm pretty sure it gets nerve wracking really fast.
Maybe, I if I would imagine if I was better with the beat, I could do better, but I just
Uh
can't.
huh.
I just can't.
Gotcha.
What was me? What was me?
Oh, okay, so would you please talk about Monster Hunter Stories too?
Sure.
Well, I was
Per
like, I had to beg you, man.
per our conversation last week.
Mhm. Yeah,
Um,
because we did mention that. Andre asked about the game, and then you kind of said you had some interest in it.
well, because it was like it's story based, and
Yeah.
that's what I kind of, I heard about it because Pat on our podcast on the EXP cast talked about it at length, and I was like, oh, this sounds kind of interesting. I think this maybe would be a Monster Hunter I could probably get into, but I completely like kicked it out of my head. So
Mhm.
then I was, when we talked about it again, um, I was like, hey, maybe now's a good time to start. So like, it's pretty cheap at GameStop. I paid like $25 used for it.
Oh
So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, it's not bad.
no, so I mean, I was there to buy it new. I would have bought it new. It's fine. Uh,
I
so
have a
yeah, it's
question.
actually, yeah.
Sorry, I just clued in. This is Monster Hunter Stories 2. Do I need to play the first one first or no?
I
No,
don't think so. I don't. It
no.
Okay,
doesn't
cool.
sound like, at least from the couple hours in, I'm into it. I don't. There's no mention of anything that I'm like, what the hell? So
yeah, honestly, the only real connection to the original Monster Hunter Stories game is one of the characters that shows up in the game. Like that's it.
okay.
Beyond that, you don't really need like a big history lesson for the first game. Even the first game was amazing. Like if you can find it on 3DS, like definitely pick it up.
Okay.
If
So
if you want, it's not a requirement. I'll put it that way. Like
the first one is on the 3DS. It's not on the
yeah,
Switch. Okay.
it's
All
not on
right.
the Switch. Yeah,
All right.
yeah, and we thought with how well like Monster Hunter Stories 2 did that they were gonna like backwards port it or something, but it doesn't. There's been no word on that right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm looking it up to see how much it is, because sometimes these.
Hey,
Uh,
I can just mail you my copy if you want to play it.
I would love that.
he offered it to me first, so there. Anyway, so yeah, I actually really like it. I am playing in Japanese, which
Okay.
I'm glad I am, because the lips actually match with Japanese voice
Yes.
acting.
Yeah.
So it actually makes the immersion a little bit better. And the Japanese
Actually,
voice acting is actually really good. Like I'm really
mhm.
like, even that little cat,
it's
the little
it's
prick
the
cat that
it's like
follows you.
for games like that, playing it with Japanese dialogue, like it's like you can feel the emotion.
Yeah. Yeah, you really can. Kiara or something like that, your Monster Hunter educator, like whoever's voicing her does a really good job. Like all the emotions, all the excitement, like I really feel that within her. So like I'm really pleased with the voice acting so far. I just don't like silent protagonists. Man, I hate it. But I mean, I could look past it, because the RPG elements are fun. Actually, Pat on our podcast described it as rock paper scissors combat.
That's pretty much like a general. That's pretty much a general what everyone says about it. I see what they mean, but I don't know. I don't like that
I would
term.
never have associated that. Like,
Yeah.
I just thought it was kind of cool, because like certain enemies have either a power attack, a speed attack, or a technical attack, and you have to actually match against it. So like if
Mhm.
they're attacking you with speed, you have to attack with technical.
With
If they're
technical.
attacking you with technical, you have to match with power, and so on and so
Yep.
forth. So it's kind of cool, like, because then like sometimes enemies may change phases, and they were speed and now they're power and stuff. So it's pretty cool. But so the theme of the game is about killing animals and taking their babies. What the
Wow.
fuck, man?
Yeah. Yeah.
So one of the first quest, it left me shook. It left me shook when you first meet the cat,
Mhm.
Nico Para or whatever the heck. Um, and,
Naviru.
and the cat's like running around like with this egg, and that birdo guy, that big bird monster thing, that Kiralu, whatever the heck it's called.
The
Help me out
Kuluyaku.
here.
The
Yeah,
Kuluyaku.
Kuliaku. Okay, all right. Help me out here. Come
Help, LeRon. Yeah, yeah. Okay.
on. So like,
That.
the cat's
I'm
running
a Monster
around.
Hunter nerd.
The cat's running around with this egg, and he's like running away, and then this, Kiru Paru, whatever, is like trying to chase after the cat because it has an egg. Well, all of a sudden you step in, you kill this Kiru Karu, whatever. And like, the cat's like, "Oh, thank God you saved me." And then all of a sudden you hatch the egg, and you find out it was that baby of that monster. And it's like,
Yeah.
what?
Did I just help this cat steal a baby?
Yeah, this mother that had this natural instinct to protect her child.
and
So
then
not
you
only are you
You
a
step.
thief, but you're a murderer.
Yeah, I know.
and then you inherit the baby.
Yeah, but like still, like that's there's not something not right about that, man. Like it's just like here it is, like, you're just, oh yeah, go to that nest and steal that mother's egg. She's sleeping. It's like, really? Do we need to? Like we don't need to do this, right? I mean, it just doesn't seem right, man. It doesn't seem right. Oh no, the mother's ready to attack to protect her nest. Well, of course she is. Of course she's going to.
Hey, Mama,
See now,
I'm gonna just take a kid. Is that cool? Yeah, yeah.
see now you
Okay.
now you're
Look,
giving me this
look,
freaking
I see
moral
2
dilemma.
other eggs here. You don't need 3, so
Look,
I'm just gonna
you got
take.
2. I'm taking 1.
I'm
Okay,
taking
it's
1.
that.
Now you put me in this moral dilemma because like coming from a guy like me, I played the Monster Hunter games for like X amount of years before the Monster Hunter Stories game comes out, and they sold me on the whole thing like, yeah, you get to have your own monsters as your companions and stuff like that. So I never looked at the whole thing where like I am depriving a creature of motherhood.
This man LeRon is out here like, yeah, you should play this game. You steal kids and kill parents.
Like if that's how you told it to me, like if that's how you sold it to me, like, oh man, what makes this game so great? What makes that game so great is that you basically like murder mothers and you steal their children. It's great.
Not only mothers, but single mothers.
Single mothers, yeah.
Steal their babies and then raise it as your own and never speak of the mom.
Now I regret asking Stoy to talk about this game now. Jeez. Look, I came from a history of like murdering all these monsters because like they were trying to murder me. So the fact that I can start raising them so they can fight beside me and stuff like that, that's the appeal. That's the draw.
I mean, yeah, sure. If these mothers weren't like, get away from my kids, like if it was like one of those things like, oh, the mother's dying, like, and her last wish is
please take my son
and train him to be a warrior. It's like, okay, I could do that for you, but like, you sneaking in overnight, into some mom's nest, like we got to take one of them eggs and you got to pick up every one to find out which one's the best one.
Hey, maybe it's like Legend of Zelda. It's too dangerous to go alone. Take this egg with you.
No, who's telling you that? No one's telling you that. Mother telling you that?
Somebody's telling me that. Like I'm going looting eggs.
It's not right. Shoot. Listen.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I want me a baby Rathian, and that's my story. I'm sticking to it.
Maybe the monster in Monster Hunter is the player because he's stealing babies and killing mothers.
So you guys need to start playing Monster Hunter so you can understand how like the lore and how the ecology and all that stuff works. Then you'll understand.
I'm kind of getting it. There is a lot of lore and actually really good. It's it's cool. Like I said, the turn-based combat is good. The graphics, it's colorful. I mean, frame rate isn't the greatest on the Switch, but it's still still runs fine. Whatever. But that whole killing moms thing, I'll get over it. That's all I've been playing. Are you okay? Should I have sung its praises a little bit more?
Maybe.
Okay. LeRon's like, talk about Monster Hunter.
Seriously, I love the game. Like, it's actually really fun. Like, I was like playing it for a while, like on Saturday, and I was like, yeah, man, this is really cool. But this whole, I mean, I kept playing after that first mission where it's like, and the cat's like, oh, thank God you saved me. It's like, I don't think I wish I could take that back. Because I'd have been sitting there. The cat's like, this monster's trying to kill me. Why is it trying to kill you? Because I took its baby. You're on your own on that one, buddy. I'd have walked away if I'd have known better. Kind of like that Last of Us scene, where at the end of Last of Us, where you could have chose to not, intervene.
I wonder what would have happened if you're like, you know what, go ahead, save the world, fuck it, whatever.
Yeah, right. It's just one death. Maybe that's what we're doing in Monster Hunter Stories 2. We're collecting these babies to save the world.
Hey, there you go.
And maybe the moms are like infected with this world virus.
The last of the Monster Hunters.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, anyway, guys.
LeRon's disappointed in me. I feel bad.
Yeah.
I like the game. I'm gonna keep playing it.
Good. I'm happy. No. Okay. So I'm just gonna ask this real fast so I get an idea of where you're at in the game right now. What's the last thing you completed in the game as far as like story based? Like,
man, I did a lot of the collecting side mission stuff. Like I was starting to do all that and whatever.
Have you left your hometown yet?
Yeah, I'm literally doing that. Left my hometown to go collect bottle caps.
No, okay, yeah,
Pokemon.
Yeah. Well, then you have not officially left your town yet because you're gonna wind up on a quest that's gonna take you to other lands and stuff like that.
Okay.
So I just want an idea.
Yeah,
there's more to come.
There's more to
come. You're gonna enjoy it. You're gonna enjoy it.
More genocide. That's great.
Especially as you get, especially as you raise more monsters.
After
Okay.
killing their parents.
Raise more monsters. You adopt.
After
You adopt these
Adopt? Is that
things.
what they
You
call it
you
nowadays?
adopt these things.
Forcibly adopting.
You wind up forming a kinship with these monsters.
because they never knew their mother.
What if one of these
Well,
monsters comes to you and says, "Who is my real mother and what happened to my real mother?" What are you going to tell that baby monster?
well,
See, what had
well,
happened was
young Anjanath. What happened was,
when mommy
mother.
monster and human uh uh fall out of love.
All right, so real fast. I'll make mine quick because mine's kind of like it's different, but it's also more of the same. I turned my Switch back on and was playing some Fire Emblem Three Houses, and then realized that I probably need to start over because it's been so long since I played this. I forgot what the hell I was doing. But Fire Emblem, I don't know, like seeing all these tactical RPGs and all this stuff that's been coming out has made me feel a little homesick or nostalgic for some of the other games. And Fire Emblem Three Houses is one of the ones I came back to, and you know, I love the game. I love the art style and everything about it. And it's got a complex dialogue system. Like I mean, like you can basically like be friends with everybody. Apparently there's like a romance thing, but I don't quite get it because
That's
it's
what
more
everybody
like
wants to do in these Fire Emblem Three Houses games. They want they want teachers to bang their students, and like
yeah,
this is
yeah,
a game.
yeah.
This is
That's
a
the thing too.
Nintendo game.
You are a teacher, and all these students, male and female, are just trying to get with you, and it's like this isn't appropriate,
Yeah,
people go to jail for this shit, or
Not in
in
Fire Emblem world.
apparently
Tell you that
not.
much. Tell you that
Apparently
much.
yeah.
not. You can bang your students all day, every day in Fire Emblem, but you can't
I,
in real
I
life.
mean,
What
and,
the hell?
and some of them are just very overt with it and stuff like that, And the crazy part is how come the other adult teachers aren't into you? Like, what's up with that?
It's like what was that? Final Fantasy VIII?
Oh God, yeah,
Quistis and Squall.
Quistis and Squall, yeah,
Yeah, but she was like 3 years older than him. Like, how could
yeah.
she
She
be a
was
teacher?
she was barely a student
Yeah,
herself.
I think she was like 19 and he was like 17, 16 or something like that.
Yeah, yeah,
That's the thing
yeah,
about these games.
yeah. I started Field Chronicle, um, because like I said, I love tactical RPGs and stuff like that. And Square Enix has been on a roll this year. Like this is like their fourth or fifth title they've released this year. Like I mean, no. Maybe it's like third because Valkyrie Elysium is coming out, and that's another RPG. So I was like, man, Square's like holding it down. Like they're just gonna slow drip us RPGs until Final Fantasy 16.
I mean,
Basically,
yeah, they
and then
were the
they're
first ones to bring us some really banging RPGs way back in Super Nintendo days.
oh yeah, true. They're the king for a reason.
Yeah.
Nobody's taking them down at least for the JRPGs. Um, but yeah, Field Chronicle. I'm gonna have to give this a little bit more attention because right now I'm not the characters feel a little dull, and I don't know, like it almost feels like the same thing I ran into with As Dusk Falls. Remember how I was saying like the characters aren't really grabbing me the correct way, and maybe it's because I just haven't sank enough time into this game yet. Apparently this game, I think this is a 30 or 40 hour game, so it's pretty. So as far as RPGs go, it's kind of short.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe I just need to throw a little bit more time into it. And then of course I'm playing Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak because a new title update's coming out in 2 days. So I'm trying to get ready for that, and I'm trying to get like my hunter rank up. So when the new content drops, I'll just be able to run straight into it and fight it,
This
and
is the
not have to.
Monster Hunter podcast. Let's go.
It's always the Monster Hunter podcast. What are you talking about?
Not always.
Yeah, but yeah, that's everything for me. And to you guys out there that are watching or listening to us right now, hit us up at PS_Crossroads. Let us know what you guys are playing, and give some ideas for what our next new game should be. But just remember, like October is right around the corner, and that means that you can't swing a dead cat without being hit in the face with a new release title. So just get ready. October's the month that does it.
Yeah, dude, really. I am just I'm not ready for October.
I'm just gonna beg my way into a bunch of games. Like I'm gonna try my best to not like spend any real money except for the games I want. And the games I want right now, the Callisto Protocol. And I can't even right now. Like my brain is singularly set on Callisto Protocol. You know,
Well, that
I
comes
know
out in
there's a
December.
yeah, I know a bunch of Nintendo Switch games are coming out. Like Mario Rabbids is it out or is it coming out? Like I can't
Man, I
remember.
don't know. I don't know.
Bayonetta 3 is
I
right
don't
around the
know.
corner. You know, like there's all
Yeah.
sorts of stuff. Yeah, yeah. Yep. So there's that. So yeah, just hit us up. Let us know what you guys are playing. Give us some ideas for what we should be playing. And with that, we're gonna go ahead and move right along into the new and notable games. The notable games coming to PlayStation, PC, and Xbox this week.
Yo, let's
That
go. There's a pre-simulator game coming out for PC in October. Let's go.
Yep, there sure is. Yeah, so here we go.
Sorry.
For the 26th of September to the 2nd of October, we're looking at another loaded week of quality game releases with FIFA 2020 or FIFA 23. Yeah, I forget. They dropped like the prefix of the year of the years now, you know. So FIFA
I mean, like,
23.
why would you not though? Like, it's not 21, 23.
Yeah, true. We got that headline this week. PlayStation gamers will finally get their shot at a fan favorite title that they've been begging to play. And then Square Enix is continuing their run of 2022 RPG releases. So happy gaming, y'all. Here are the new games coming to PlayStation 5, PC, to PlayStation, PC, and Xbox family this week. Andre, you want to do this?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, help LeRon out, please.
So September 26th, we got two games. We got the first one being Rise of the White Sun. It's a strategy game for the PC, and this next one is a rail shooter for the PC. Century: Age of Ashes. September 27th, we got four games. The first one is called Tunic. It's an adventure for the PlayStation. Next one's called Grounded. It's also an adventure for the PC and Xbox family. Third one is Kena,
Kana.
Yes.
Bridge of Spirits, the Steam version adventure game for the PC. Number 4, we got The Legend of Heroes: Trials from Zero RPG for the PlayStation that shouldn't be alive anymore for and the PC. And then September 28th, we got three games. First one being One Hell of a Ride, Mayhem Racer. Sounds like Burnout, basically. For the PlayStation, also on the PC and Xbox. Number 2, Tip Top, Don't Fall, action game for the Xbox family. And number 3, Death Burst, Let It Die, an adventure game for the PlayStation, September 29th.
That's what Andre wants for the PS4 and the Xbox One. Let it die.
Yeah, let it fucking die.
Did you talk about yourself in the third person?
What?
Me?
Oh no,
Me?
no. Yeah, sorry.
September 29th, we got 9 games. Big one.
Wait, 9? 9?
Sorry, 6. I saw 29th and just said 9. We got 6 games.
I was gonna say, you got dyslexia? Oh my god.
Hard right now. 6 games on September 29th. Whoa. First one being the Valkyrie Elysium RPG for the PlayStation. Number 2 is Sam and Max Beyond Time and Space indie game for the PlayStation. Number 3, Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous RPG for the PlayStation. All these, oh, sorry. The next 3 are PlayStation, PC, and Xbox. Number 4 is Carl. It's a platformer. Number 5 is Work From Home. It's a party game for the PlayStation. And number 6
really
is
stupid. It looks
it?
really stupid.
Is
it looks like it looks like a frantic version of Overcooked.
Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah. It's like a bunch of people in an office and like it's computers and it's apparently it's like 4-player co-op. It's like, no.
Oh, of course.
And then number 6 is Stoy's favorite, Brewmaster. It's a simulation, so
yeah, it's brew your own beer in a video game.
That's probably the best simulation there.
This is already not fun because like the fun part about brewing your own beer is being able to drink it.
I know, that's why it's like I don't cool.
Right? I mean, are these recipes even practical? Are the recipes in the game something you can actually like go and buy a brew kit and actually do yourself at home?
That's what I'm kind of thinking because I actually just brewed a beer over the weekend. But I'm afraid if I play this game, I'm gonna be like, that's not how it works. That's not how that does it. That's not what that does. Oh my god, how did they do this? This isn't a real video game. I'm gonna be that snooty simulation guy. Like, that's not how it works.
September 30th, we have 5 games. First one being FIFA 23.
See, you almost did it. You almost did it.
I did.
Just go with it, man. FIFA 2023.
It's programmed in my head.
FIFA 2023. Let's go.
PlayStation, also on PC and Xbox. Number 2 is Arrowheart
Yep.
RPG for the PlayStation, PC, and Xbox.
Link to the Past 3.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Watch the trailer for it.
Don't say that.
Watch the trailer for it.
See, you just added another game to my backlog.
It's pretty much Link to the Past. Like, they're not even hiding it.
You just had to say that. Okay.
Yep. Bro, that's my favorite Legend of Zelda game. So of course, naturally, I'm interested in it. That's why I got Blossom Tales 2, because I watched that and I was like, this is Link to the Past. And then I see a trailer for Arrowheart, whatever they call it. And I was like, this is also Link to the Past. I will give it my money.
You're like, hold up.
Hold up.
Where are we? Oh, number 3, Blade Assault, a platformer for the PlayStation, PC, and Xbox. Number 4, Paw Patrol Grand Prix, the racing game, which I probably am gonna get for my son. PlayStation, PC, and Xbox. And finally, number 5, Undetected.
Yeah.
Okay, for adventure game for the PC, and that's it. This week featured over 29 new releases across all the platforms. You can check them out. Where, LeRon?
Over at bossrush.net.
Over at bossrush.net.
Yeah. The complete list of upcoming games for PlayStation, PC, and Xbox can always be found over our website. Just look for the weekly notable games coming to those systems every week. That article. Enjoy it, and then remember, hit up bossrush.net and see what else we got over there.
Bossrush.net.
And also, always remember, we have to put the disclaimer out there, because like somebody will come back mad at us if we don't say this. All release dates are subject to change, even the ones that happened in the past. All right. Any of these games jumping at you? Stoy's probably going to jump on Brewmaster. I know he's going to come back like in a couple of weeks, being that complete snob.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much what's going to happen. I mean, Arrowheart has got me interested. I swear. And guys, I'm not going to do it this year. I'm not going to buy FIFA 23. I'm not going to do it.
Because they're going to give it to us for free next year anyway.
Yeah, I know, but like I always end up buying it anyway, or they'll like severely discount it. Like usually, actually, the last couple of years I bought it on Black Friday because it'll always drop down to like $25-$30. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, I'll do that.
But man, it's soccer, so we give you a pass if you get that anyway. We understand,
Yeah,
soccer's
I know,
like one of your sports passions.
Play it because honestly, Stephanie knows this, because I said this on the last on EXP cast, is that I get rage when I play FIFA. Unlike anything you've ever seen. Like,
you get rage like you're a coach, or you get rage like you're a player on the field?
Like I'm a player on the field, because I'm getting pissed because everyone's not doing what I expect them to do. Like, and then all of a sudden, like, it's one of those things. It's like, if I point my joystick to the left, I expect you to pass to the left, you dumb motherfucker. And I'm like going off, and I'm just like, I can't play these games anymore.
You're the dude that's wife's always TikToking you and being like, it's not that serious.
Yeah, it's just a video game. It's just a video game. Like, shut up.
Linda, if you don't shut the hell up right now.
Listen, Martha, you need to go to your corner and sit down. I just gave my wife the name Martha.
Get back in the kitchen. No, let me stop that. And we're taking it a little too far now. I'm sorry.
Clearly, I'm angry because I'm hungry.
That's a good one. Yep. That's a good one.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So maybe I'll be patient. Maybe I'll learn to be patient, and who knows?
All right. So we're gonna, as fast as we can, do the upcoming news bits because we have a bunch of different topics to talk about tonight. A little bit
I
later on the
respect
show.
and I love my wife.
Yes, he
Just in
does.
case she's listening.
Yes, he does, Mrs. Stoy. He loves and respects you very 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 much.
You're gonna hop off the pod, leave your room, and she's gonna be like, "What the fuck you saying? What the fuck you saying, Stoy?" And you're
Is
like,
she
I
gonna?
always think that because
"Damn
I'm
it."
talking in the basement, and I think our bedroom's literally right up this way.
Hmm.
So
Is she a rolling pin wife or is she a frying pan wife? Which one is she?
we don't have a rolling pin in the house, so she's definitely going to be a
Oh,
frying pan one.
you're gonna about to own one all of a sudden. Let me tell you.
Yeah, she's coming. She's going to Target right now.
She's like, when I get home, he is gonna get it.
Hmm. All right. All right. So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and get started with with all the news stuff that we're going to talk about. It's not a lot, but I feel like it's some major stuff that we need to talk about. First off, being we have a trailer finally for the Last of Us TV series, and we also know there's going to be out sometime next year. That is right, everybody. The Last of Us, finally. We've been hearing about it for so long, and now we finally have something. So, the first full trailer of HBO's TV adaptation of The Last of Us has dropped, and it featured many familiar scenes and clips from the game. Fans have received little content, basically just a bunch of just like words about this and stuff like that, a couple of pictures here and there. So now this trailer is truly an appetizer for those who are patiently waiting for its release. HBO's adaptation looks to have accurately captured the tone of and the post-apocalyptic setting of the Naughty Dog world. Um, in this trailer, we had featured shots of Joel walking through the quarantine zone. We had quick glimpses of Ellie. We also had got a chance to take a look at the iconic clickers from the series. Everybody has played Last of Us knows what's up with those guys. Everybody knows.
Mm.
Uh, yeah.
Two
Uh,
shots. Sorry, two shots that really stood out to me the most is the one where he's like this and it shows like his watch and it's broken.
uh,
That to me was like, whoa, because like
yeah.
it, in the game it's like a big thing, and then the other shot that really like made me go holy shit is when they're walking and then it like thunder strikes and you see like the two towers that like you eventually go through, like the giant office towers,
Mhm.
because
Oh yeah. Yes.
you
Yeah.
know shit's just gonna get fucked in there. So
Oh yeah.
those two
Oh yeah.
shots
For
for me,
real.
I was like, oh my god, so nice.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh, let's see what else did we have going on there. God, there was so much to pick apart. There was like so many Easter eggs and stuff from like seeing Ellie's friend Riley, who a lot of people, the Left Behind prequel. Honestly, that part of the game, like, which I definitely recommend, like you play that after you beat the game because you get a better impact overall of it.
Mm.
But seeing that,
I actually didn't expect them to show that first. Like I didn't think they would show that and then like some. I thought they would maybe throw it in a bit later, like once
I
the
feel like I don't
show's
know. I
over.
don't want to. I don't want to speak out of turn and like kind of like like type pigeonhole the show. I have a funny feeling they might pull a Walking Dead. Honestly, like we'll see some flashbacks to what's happening to the characters and what got them to this point while we're seeing everything unfold. I don't want to say that because like I feel like I'd be selling it short, especially if it winds up coming out like that. I really hate that. But we don't know. We don't know. To quote our friend Stephanie, because she did a wonderful write up of it over at bossrush.net, which you guys should definitely take a look for. Links in the stream chat right now. This the timing of this whole thing was truly epic. With giving the Last of Us Part One just released a few weeks ago on the 2nd of September. There's even more to glean from the trailer, but we can't spoil everything for you. So please head over to YouTube and check out the trailer for yourself. And I have some real quick questions for you guys, real fast. First off, being you guys gonna check out the show? I feel like
Oh
this is a
yeah.
no brainer. I feel like this is a no brainer. Like we're all fans of the franchise, so I feel like we're all gonna watch the show.
Okay, now I have a question. I
Hmm?
don't know if I can
How are you
really
going to answer a
ask.
question with a question?
Because I just well, fair enough. Yes, I'll watch the show,
I'm channeling
but I
my
thought
inner
about it.
father. I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Daddy of all dad sims.
This is more of a question for Stoy because you haven't played the second one, LeRon. Do
Yeah, I
you
have not.
think? Do you think if this does really good, which I think it will, they will make like a season 2 about the second game?
That's the plan. That's the plan. It's supposed to be. It's already been planned out for 2 seasons. The first season is supposed to cover the first game. The second season is supposed to cover events for the second game.
See, I almost want them to cover middle ground. I want them to go into uncharted
That's
territory.
Yes,
I
that's
want
yeah.
them
what I
to
was
kind of fill
thinking.
the space
Well,
in between because
you
we're
know,
talking like I want to say there's like 5 or 7 years in between the first and the second game. I would have liked for them to actually like maybe do something different, like tell a new story. But I know the video game purists out there are going to be like, "Well,
well,
that's not how Ellie's supposed to act." And Joel, we need to like
Well,
here's
what
the
you
thing.
could do
Mhm.
is Stoy, remember how in like the second game Elliot will get like the flashback levels and like you will go to like that one place. Yeah. You
Yep.
could like take out those and stretch them and like make like an episode per flashback and then season 2. I don't know. That's just
I don't
Does that
know.
make
Like
sense?
Here's the thing about it though. Like
there's
the
something
last
hugely significant that I want to talk about in Last of Us 2 that I don't feel like I should.
I know.
spoil it for me. I don't fucking care. Spoil it for me. Like the
The
game.
problem
Like
is
how's the game now? The game's what?
the
3 years
problem
old now?
is that Joel is not in 2. He is not in Last of Us 2. So are we talking if you're going to make a Last of Us season 2, you're not going to put Joel in it. Like this is where I almost think you would do even the people that haven't played the game.
Wait. Hold on.
Hang on. Hang
Okay.
on. No, don't hold on me. So
I had a legitimate question.
I don't get me. Let me get there. So the fact that we don't have Joel, I'm talking non-video game fans of the show, the fans of the show that only watch the show get into Joel in season 2, then all of a sudden get into Joel for season 1, jump into season 2, and all of a sudden like he's not there anymore, and it's like everyone's like, what the fuck? Like, how do you take a beloved character and just get rid of him right away?
All right. So, see, Stephanie just answered the question for me. I was just gonna ask you: is he not in the game at all, or is he in the game?
Technically for a bit, and then
Because
like 10 minutes.
Because basically,
Yeah.
10 minutes.
Because basically, my understanding of the game is like Joel gets killed and Ellie warpaths.
Okay, LeRon, do you like legitimately not give a shit? Because I can explain to you like
I don't
little
want
tidbit.
I don't want the whole intricacies of it. I mean, like when it was spoiled for me that Joel was dead in the second game, that was another thing that kind of like put the nail in the coffin. Of like, I don't need to play this game right now. That was another
basically Joel's past catches up to him and his shit gets rocked and he dies. That's it.
Okay,
That's
all right.
that's his death in a nutshell. His past catches up to him,
Okay,
literally, and his shit gets rocked.
Okay, I can work with that.
Now,
There's
after the
consequences.
show,
here's my thing.
There's consequences.
Here's my thing. I don't mind spoilers. I don't mind spoilers. That's my thing. There's only certain
Because
spoilers
we know you're not
that
gonna play it. We know you're not gonna play it.
man.
I'm gonna keep giving you shit for it.
Mm, 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 mm.
Surprise me one day and play it. Surprise me one day and play
honestly.
it.
My fist is so angry at you right now. It has a boner, dude.
If one day we do a
He's
podcast,
so mad at me he can't even make words.
If one day we do a podcast and you tell me and Stoy that you've beaten Ghost, Uncharted 4, and The Last of Us Part 2, I'll fucking fly to wherever you are and kiss you on the forehead.
I will do the same thing. Andre and I will both fly together. We're gonna coordinate it. Okay,
That's
we're gonna
not
coordinate it so we
worth-
can
that's
both
not-
come
no,
down
no,
there at the same
that's
time.
not-
meet, fly
No.
together, kiss you on the forehead, then just leave. That's it.
Just leave. That's it.
No. There's got to be more to it than that. Nah.
More to it than that. You know how much
What do
a
you
plane
want?
ticket costs these days?
Yeah. Yeah. I have to take off time from work just to kiss a man on the forehead.
Yeah, right. What the hell?
You get a kiss on the forehead and a firm handshake. There you go.
It's gonna be the most expensive kiss I've ever given someone.
Okay. So basically, what I was trying to say earlier is the reason why the reason why they're doing what they're doing is because they're calling this an adaptation. They're not calling this an original series. An original series means they're about to take license with wherever the fuck is going on with the actual source material and do whatever the hell they want. They actually been preaching that this is an adaptation. So the adaptation means they gotta stick to as closely as to the source material as possible. Now I know because of it's Hollywood and like they have to appease like the non-gamer people who don't know shit about the video game and stuff like that. Yeah, there's going to be some
but it's
original.
Still a good story. It's still a good story that people, video game people, will understand.
This is going to be the real test here because this being an adaptation, like this is the test to see how closely this is to the franchise material. Because like all these other things that piss all the gamers off, I'm looking at the Resident Evil Netflix series or Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City or any of those Ball movies that are based off of video games, stuff like that. Like
House of the Dead was a national treasure.
Not Alone in the Dark, not that one.
No.
Or Dead or Alive?
Far Cry? Postal?
Okay.
They made a Far Cry movie. He made a Far Cry movie.
Really?
Yes, he did.
I didn't even know they made one.
You don't know.
Yeah. But anyway.
I don't want to know.
No, you don't want to know.
But anyway, well, I will say this one thing, though. Like, man, like, just seeing that trailer, this shit looks good. It looks good.
It still makes me laugh at Nick Offerman's Bill. That still makes me
laugh. Wait. Why is that funny? I feel like
because
he's a character for that.
I know, but like I just always look at Nick Offerman and laugh because of just like some of the roles he's played have been funny. And then now he's playing Bill, who's like, if you played the game, you know who Bill is, and it's just like Nick Offerman and Bill, just like. I just would never expect Nick Offerman to play such a serious role like Bill.
Right. Yeah.
And
true.
I truly hope that Bill, he looks just like Bill, and it looks great. And I really hope that like Nick plays Bill to a T. Like I want Nick to be like talking to himself half the time and just be like schizo all the time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna go ahead and move on. Because we could wind up talking about The Last of Us all night, honestly.
Easily.
Yeah. All right. So they finally released a trailer for the Miles Morales PC version. It's finally out, guys, and I gotta say, like I was already amped for just the Spider-Man project, the remastered project happening on the PC in the first place. But man, just seeing like the Miles Morales stuff is like, man. Like I haven't actually revisited Spider-Man Miles Morales, since I beat it the first time. And I'm ready to go again. So yeah. The first trailer for the PC version of Miles Morales has been released by Sony. This port, which is being handled by Nixxes, is scheduled for release later on this fall. So we got like another month or two left. Although Sony has yet to provide a firm date for the release. The trailer shows off. Basically everything that we can come to expect from it. Clips throughout the game. The end slate confirming that it's how it will be released on both Steam and on the Epic Game Store. Originally, this game was released in 2020. It was a launch title for PS5. Probably one of the best launch titles ever in the history of game launches and stuff like that. And Miles Morales is a direct spinoff of Insomniac's main web-slinging game, which was Spider-Man, which was released back in 2018. I can't say enough. Like the original Spider-Man game blew me away, even though I didn't finish it. Never finished it. I was at the final boss. Just never could finish it. Shut up, Stoy. Your moment's coming.
Nope.
Your moment's coming.
Not saying anything. I didn't say anything.
But I did beat Miles Morales.
Tell me to shut up if I didn't say anything.
I can tell your brain to shut up because I know what it's thinking.
Hold on. Have you beaten the Spider-Man game?
No.
But you've beaten Miles Morales?
Yes.
I fucking hate you. God damn it, man. LeRon,
what does that matter? At least I'm.
You need to finish games, or I will leave your friendship. The Spider-Man game is so good. How do you not?
It's so good. It's so good.
We're
gonna
come back to this in a little bit later in the show. Jesus Christ, guys!
Okay.
Damn.
We're setting you up. We're setting everybody. We're setting the listeners up.
I'm really hoping that by the end of this show, Like you guys will finally have an understanding of what the hell's going on with me in video games sometimes, and you will leave me alone after this. You guys aren't gonna be happy until I start crying. That's what it is. I know that's what it is.
Me and Stoy are trying to break you down and rebuild you into a better gamer because you can't finish games.
We're only here to help, man. We're only here to help.
I think I'm already the best gamer. I think I'm already the best gamer I can be. I have a freaking video games podcast. I stream games sometimes.
But you don't finish games, and that's where
you're a fake gamer. You're a phony.
Hey everyone! This guy's a phony.
Hey honey, this guy over here's a phony.
Am I a video game? Am I a video game poser? Maybe I am. Maybe I am.
Let me see your business card. Do you have a business card?
I'm gonna hang it up. I'm done.
Am I the host?
No
more.
No more games.
Perfect. My turn.
You already have a show, Stoy. You already have one.
I know. Yeah, I don't need another one. Oh my god.
Guys, do you have any thoughts about the Spider-Man Miles Morales thing, or we can move on?
It's cool
because
man.
Because the
next PC fans.
Because the next thought that comes out of your head has anything to do with me in video games. I swear to God.
I'm just gonna write my thoughts down about it then. But I mean, Miles, cool, PC. Now they can play it.
All right, our final news topic for tonight. Man, we're just chugging right along, aren't we?
Yeah, because we're getting to the main topic, so we can talk about the issue at hand here.
It's everybody dump on LeRon night. You guys have been waiting for this.
You are the one that came up with this. This was your idea.
You guys have been waiting for this. You know what? You know what? Every dog has his day. So I know you guys are ready for it. All right. Our final news topic for tonight. Disney wants a new Star Wars game to come out every 6 freaking months. Wow.
Well, I want Disney to just leave Star Wars alone. Because that's what I fucking
want. Wait. Okay, you know what? I'm going to circle back to that in a moment. Because I have questions. All right. So, Insider Gaming, the website, Tom Henderson is reporting that Disney's internal Star Wars schedule is now aiming for new games to come out every 6 months or so, including one major AAA title and one smaller game per year. Lofty goals there, you know.
Well, I mean, what we're expecting. I mean, we're expecting what the Last Jedi sequel next year.
The Last Jedi. You mean Fallen Order?
Yeah, Fallen Order. That one. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then whatever the KOTOR remake is, that'll probably get pushed back to 2024.
Yeah.
Or 5.
Yeah, or 5, depending. So I mean, yeah, I could see smaller titles kind of sneaking in there, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, if you also include that,
would look like.
If you also include that VR game that was announced, you know, a couple weeks ago from the State of Play, stuff like that. In this report though, it also lists the 8 Star Wars titles that we already know about that are in development right now, including the Amy Hennig project, which I actually thought that was canceled. I thought that was canceled. Maybe I'm wrong. And then the untitled first-person shooter game from Respawn Entertainment. That I know that's got everybody all hot and bothered right now while we wait for the Jedi Fallen Order sequel. And with all this being said, although some of these aren't set to release for quite some time, one of those titles is also Quantic Dreams' Eclipse game, which was revealed at the Game Awards last year. Well, it doesn't sound like everything's running smoothly though, because Star Wars
it was like they released that trailer and they haven't even started making the game yet.
Yeah,
like how effed up you got to be that it's like we're working on this. We made a trailer that took us probably 6 months to make. Have you guys started making the game? No, not really.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know. The game, like Eclipse, is in a development nightmare right now. Let's just put it that way. And I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see anything until like 2026 on this game.
Who knows?
For now, I would just say this, and I think you guys are used to it here at Crossroads whenever we talk about this. For now, this is just a report, and it should be taken as such. So, like, it should have made its own rumor control, like, topic, but whatever. With that in mind, it's looking like a lot more Star Wars games are heading our way in the near future. So I'm gonna throw the question to you guys. How do you feel about all this Star Wars gaming news? Andre already said he really wishes Disney would leave Star Wars alone, and I feel
Okay,
like
maybe not like leave it alone, but like have like okay, perfect example, Eclipse trailer, and then once the trailer's done, they're like, all right, guys, we got the game, and someone's like, no, man, what no, we don't even have the game started. Why would you go out there? And he's like, look, I'm just kind of, we need to start this game now. Disney needs to just focus on one game, have it 100% ready to roll. Then have a smaller game ready to roll. And then once the bigger game is out and people are playing it and they have the smaller game left, then maybe start working on the next big game. Don't try and take too much food because then you get full fast. It's very simple. I'm not trying to like sit here and like armchair develop, but it's like
I'm on the phone with Bethesda right now, and they feel attacked right now.
I'm sorry, Bethesda. Talk to my
because they were
agent.
the ones that like announced Starfield and Elder Scrolls 6 in the same conference.
Yeah,
and
that's
BioWare is
That's
like,
true.
now we're making Mass Effect 5. And it's like, what about Dragon Age 4? Yeah, but we're making Mass Effect 5.
Again, I'm not trying to sit here and armchair develop.
Hey,
I just wish that like games would be like 100% good to the best they can, and maybe have like 2 of those lined up, especially if they're bigger games. And then once one is out, then maybe kind of start working on the next one. Not have like try and juggle 4 games at once and throw a trailer for this one that's
that goes
maybe
to the conversation.
in development.
That goes to the conversation about just announcing things way too early. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Don't announce games until they're like almost ready.
Because like it just blows my mind. Why do we need to know there's 8 different Star Wars titles coming? I would be happy knowing that there's 1 or 2 happening. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you know
tell me what's coming out next year, and then like when the following year is ready to go, then announce it then. The whole Quantic Dream Star Wars game. Like, I mean, I think they said in a news press release that was a job seeking trailer. Like, we're talking like that was like an advertisement for people to come apply to Quantic Dream. Like,
oh really?
Yeah, like I forget where I read that, but they were like, yeah, we put that trailer out to try to entice people to come to our development studio. I'm like, really? Like, oh my god.
Oh man, I did not know that.
I have to pull up that. Anyway, keep going.
Yeah, but I think that's the problem. This goes into something that we're going to talk about a little bit later on in the show. But I feel like now, like, if the developers and the publishers aren't telling us, like what they have coming, I think they act like we're going to forget about them. You know what I mean? Like, just imagine. Capcom doesn't really do this, but I'm just going to throw Capcom's name out there. Just imagine if Capcom was like, yeah, we just dropped the trailer for Street Fighter 6. Guess what? Street Fighter 6 Championship Edition and Street Fighter 7 and Street Fighter 7 Champion Edition are also in development and stuff like that. Like, it'd be like, come on, guys. Like, we don't need to know, like, like you got 5 more Street Fighter games coming when you don't even have like the current one out. We don't need to know about your next 6 Devil May Cry games when we honestly feel like you couldn't even get the past 2 correct. Well, Devil May Cry 5.
And then like, to backpack off that, say you announce like Street Fighter 6, and then like Street Fighter 6 the champion, 7, and then the 7 champion. That almost kills the hype for like Street Fighter 6.
For real, yes, it does.
You shoot yourself in the foot if you announce like the game, and then like it's successors. It's like, well, because I don't really care that much if this game flops because I have 4 of the games to look forward.
Yeah, and besides, we got to look at it like this. Like, it's a long running franchise. We anticipate that a new game is coming out once you get your current game out of development and released to us. We anticipate that, but we don't always need to know, like, we don't need to know everything, because knowing everything accomplishes nothing, honestly. It really doesn't. And then you wind up in situations where your product does get bombed on Metacritic. Because it's a whole bunch of like too much build up, too much hype, and not enough delivery.
Cyberpunk
like
2077.
Hey, that game is enjoying a nice upsurge of
2 years after the game came out. 2 years.
I
I
will
love
never.
Cyberpunk. I love Cyberpunk, but damn, did it take? It took him 2 years to fix it.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
never forget like the week it came out. Fuck, it was like hell. It was
Oh man.
hell.
I
mean,
can
part of me
imagine.
felt bad for the developers because they were like, this game was not ready, and then it was,
No, this game was not ready for consoles.
I know, and they were like, what was it? The game director came on video and he was like, many of the things you are experiencing, we did not encounter in playtesting. Like what?
Yeah, because you play tested it on a PC.
Yeah, that's good enough, right? Console's got to be good,
Hey,
right?
hey, Story. Remember the days when games came out on PC and then it took like 2 or 3 years from it to come out on a console? Remember those
It's
days?
still like that these days. Actually, that's
No,
kind
I
of how
think
it is. It's kind of how it is
I
on
think
the
it's
Switch now.
flipped.
It's
I
on the
think it's
Switch.
flipped.
No,
Okay,
on the Switch.
yeah, that's true. That
Nintendo's
is
doing
true.
that, where literally every game comes out on PC or PS4 or Xbox, and then
And
all of a sudden 2 years later it comes out on the Switch.
Switch is basically like when you go for a hike and you have like 4 people, and it's like PS4 or sorry PS5, Xbox Series X, and PC are all at the top and they're enjoying the view, and the Switch is like.
The Switch is your
Hey
obese
guys,
friend. The Switch is
yeah,
your
it's
obese
just
friend
like,
that just can't make the hike. He's like,
yeah,
okay, give me a minute, guys.
give me, guys, I'm almost there. It's just what? That's what it's like. I mean, that's what it feels like sometimes. I'm like, oh, that game's coming to Switch now. That game's been up for like 6 months. Like, cool. I mean, like, okay.
I can't with you guys sometimes. All right. Any final thoughts on this whole Star Wars thing? I was going to ask you guys what your dream Star Wars Star Wars video game would be.
I
If you
want a
have something,
legit Star Wars fighting game. We had that with the PlayStation 1 with like the Masters of Terras Kai.
Yeah, that was fun.
I want another one. I want NetherRealm Studios to make it.
Like a Mortal Kombat style.
Yeah, like we're talking like Mortal Kombat Injustice style. Actually, an Injustice style would be really cool. Like where, well, I mean, I think both had campaigns, but it would be so cool if they made a really good campaign for Star Wars, and I know they would do it justice.
Easily, yeah.
But the
the
problem is Disney. The problem is Disney, and that's why it's like I don't like the fact that Disney has their hands in this pot because it's like I don't know.
That I can't agree with you more. Is that I just find that Disney, and hate me all you want, anyone. This is my take. I find Disney is just fucking milking Star Wars. That's all they're doing. They're just milking the shit out of Star Wars.
They're doing the same thing with Marvel. They're doing the same thing with Marvel where they're trying to squeeze everything.
Every penny they can from Star Wars, and it really sucks to see that like something I love just be like almost used for like enjoyment.
I'm gonna be that guy for a second. The reason why Disney is milking all these other properties and stuff like that, is because Disney stuff no longer really does shit. You know, like I mean, I'm gonna. You know what? It's been a while since I did this on my own podcast show. But if you have anything you want to talk to me about, at me at Exodus803 on social media.
This guy's just
oh shit! Here we go, guys. Get ready.
I knew, but I knew Disney was in trouble when they started turning around and taking all their classic animated feature films and making them live action films. I knew they were in trouble right there.
Yeah,
I knew they were in trouble.
They started running out of ideas.
Exactly, because that means you no longer have original ideas. Like you're like like they can they can only run Pixar so far and so fast at any length of time and stuff like that, because even Pixar is starting to run out of steam, in my opinion. Like there's certain Pixar films I just was not entertained by and stuff like that. And that's a shame because Pixar isn't even an original Disney studio. Like they bought those guys and stuff like that. So Disney has a fundamental problem, and like it's all. I commend them for snapping up the stuff that they think is going to be hot. Like 20th Century Fox. Marvel. LucasArts. Well, Lucasfilm. I'm sorry, Lucasfilm, because you got LucasArts with that anyway. And stuff like that. But at the same time, their original stuff now is just like, and I hate to say it, I was never really the biggest Disney nerd to begin with, but I did appreciate Disney stuff back when I was a kid, now.
LeRon, I have a question for you, especially
Okay.
on this topic. I don't know if I can say it out loud, so I'm gonna message you on Twitter.
Okay, on Twitter.
Oh,
okay.
Boy.
Yeah.
It's private. It's a private conversation here.
Okay, let's see.
No, Disney's trying to milk that nostalgia factor hard because when they're trying to remaster Pinocchio, they're trying to remaster Little Mermaid, they're trying to remaster Lion King. Apparently, there's a second one that they're working on.
It's called Mufasa.
Mufasa, yeah,
story of
like a prequel.
Mufasa. So I'm sorry.
They're trying to take advantage of. They're trying to take advantage of us, people our age,
yes,
who grew up with this shit, and now have kids of our own, and now feel like, oh yeah, I want them to experience the same joy that I experienced when I first saw this. And then you'll go see it, and then it'll be a dumpster fire. And then it'll be like, this isn't dope. This isn't the same Lion King that I enjoyed when I was a kid.
Actually, the Lion King was pretty good. It was.
I didn't see it, so I can't. I'm only.
But the Jungle Book pissed me off. The Jungle Book was one of my favorite original animated classics.
My only gripe with the Lion King is the no emotion on the animals.
Yeah.
I understand it would be hard, but it just I didn't.
Well,
really
that's why
have
sometimes
that
animated movies, like I saw, like I watched a video where they did a scene by scene breakdown of Lion King and animated and Lion King, the newer version, and it was night and day. Like you could see more emotion in the animated older version than you could in this computer CGI nonsense that they did.
And that was my issue. Is I didn't really have a that old connection that I did with the animated one with the CGI one, because it's like I couldn't tell.
So here's the thing, Disney, don't bother. You don't need to do it. Come up with new ideas.
That's what I'm saying. Kudos,
Man, we went from Star Wars to talking shit about Disney. That's great.
Yeah, I mean, it's bound to happen. Like, this is the Crossroads show. Like, when we sidebar hard.
We get crossed.
We get crossed up real fast.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway,
enough of that. I guarantee you the Disney fans, like, I don't know, they're probably just as bad as Beyonce's fans, but whatever. And that's
guys,
are you a Swiftie, LeRon? Are you a Swiftie?
No, I'm nowhere close.
We do not want the Beehive or the Swifties after us.
Hold on. No. They can come. The Swifties can come after me. Y'all's girl's annoying. That's all I'm gonna say.
Wow.
She's done some really good things for the music industry. I will say that she's brought a lot of awareness about some stuff that's going on. But your girl's annoying.
It's always the friends that are the most annoying, right? I can handle her. I just can't handle her friends.
Yeah. But let me go ahead and say this, though. Just because I am not a Taylor Swift fan does not mean I don't appreciate some of her music. Like, some of her music is actually...
Put some respect on Taylor Swift's name.
She has a few good songs. Is that respectful enough?
No, yeah, I don't care. I don't like any of her music, but I agree she has talent. She has an immense amount of talent.
Yes.
And she's a music creator, music writer. She writes all her stuff, and I totally respect that. But I'm just not a fan of her music, and that's okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's all the news. That's all the news topics we had to talk about tonight. There's no questions from the audience tonight, but just a reminder: if you want to have your question read on the show, tweet us at ps_crossroads or email us at crossroadspspod@gmail.com, or just hit us up on the Boss Rush Network Discord. We'll take your questions and we'll read them back on the show and answer them. And sometimes we have good answers. Sometimes it's an absolute shit show. All depends.
Most of the time, it's a shit show.
All right, so Well, what do you guys want to do? You guys want to do the rumor control first, or you want to start these? You want to start these big topics first? What do you guys want to do?
You want me? You're you're the man.
It's an open forum. We're all a team here. You're like, it's not dictatorship. I mean, like I can run this with an iron fist, but I feel like I don't have to.
Well, because we got one rumor control.
Yes. Yeah. And
you know what that's gonna do to me.
So you want to save it for the end of the show? Is that what you're saying?
You know what that's gonna do to me. I mean, whether it's now or whether it's at the end of the show, it doesn't matter. It's gonna ruin me. You're gonna make me talk about it, and you're gonna make me sad, and it's just gonna be a whole range of emotions with it.
Hey,
you know what? Hey, you know what? Fuck it. Stoy, what's going on with Silent Hill? I want to hear it. I want to hear it. Let's go. I got nowhere to be. I got nowhere to be.
Listen.
Nowhere to be. Listen. I got no. My feet are kicked up.
A Korean website just rated and listed a new Silent Hill game on their website. Isn't that crazy? It's called Silent Hill: The Short Message. Now, for backstory, there's apparently 2.5 games in development. And the rumors are that we're going to get a Silent Hill 2 remake from Bloober Team. We're going to get a fully new Silent Hill game from Konami in an undisclosed studio. And then we're also going to get an episodic series from a developer at Annapurna.
That's a lot of
Silent Hill.
That's a lot of Silent Hill. Like, is any of it true?
I'm here for that. No, it's probably not true. That's the problem. That's the problem.
Welcome to rumor control.
But I'm going to tell you, Bloober Team did not confirm nor deny it when they asked about it.
That is true.
Asked, are you guys working on Silent Hill 2 remake? They were like, ha ha ha, we can't confirm nor deny, but we are working on a dream project of ours. And come on. Come on, that's the answer right there.
I feel like whenever I can't confirm. It's
wink,
like,
wink.
You just confirmed it.
It's like a wink, wink. Yeah.
Yeah. They didn't say no.
I feel like in the hands of Bloober Team, it will probably be a phenomenal project. I really do.
Well, yeah, and they keep it's like what Layers of Fear was a great game series from them. The recent game Medium, I mean, that was almost Silent Hill. Like, you could have put Silent Hill on the title, and I would have been like, "Yep, shit, this is Silent Hill." So, dude, if they made Silent Hill 2, oh my god.
Yeah. I mean, I hate that it happens. Like, I mean, thank God I don't have like games that a lot of the games I follow and love that have been dead for a long time that do the same thing to me that they do to you, Stoy. I'm sorry with this whole Silent Hill thing. It's just freaking insane. Like, Konami needs to look at this. If all these unfounded rumors are coming out about a Silent Hill game, Konami needs to either deliver a Silent Hill game or like turn over the licensing to a company to handle like one or two games, and then they can snap it back up, whatever. But if there's all these rumors come out there, that means that people want a game. So why is it so hard? Why is it so hard? Here's a question: would you be happy if it's a Silent Hill pachinko game?
No, because there's a ton of Silent Hill pachinko games, and we can't play these pachinko games here. Don't even get me started on that. I mean, that's great that they still make Silent Hill pachinko games because we know like the fans will still pay for that. But
I'm so sorry, man. I'm so sorry, but I mean, I had to ask the question, which is why we brought rumor control out of mothballs to ask what is going on.
Just to piss me off. No.
It's not to piss you off. What is going on with Silent Hill? I feel like this entire year has been every 1 or 2 weeks something Silent Hill is showing up in news, and it's been the entire year. Like shit. Remember the Game Awards last year? There was a game like, is this Silent Hill? Because it definitely looked like it was freaking Silent Hill.
Yeah, I forget what game that was called, but I remember I remember doing a deep dive of that on EXP Cast because the developer had to actually come out and address, no, this is not a Silent Hill game. even though there was like so many little intricacies in the trailer to indicate that it was like, oh my god, this is a Silent Hill game. All these little, let me tell you, the Silent Hill fan community will pick apart every little thing and try to. Ever since PT came out,
I believe it.
Ever since PT came out, like all of a sudden, like people started thinking like Kojima, like, you know, is dropping these little Easter eggs and saying like, see this is a reference to that, and see that's a reference to this, and it becomes exhausting. It becomes really exhausting.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe
if Konami is doing this on purpose, kudos to them. Kudos to them. Kudos to them and their marketing team.
Konami doesn't know what the hell. Konami doesn't know what the hell they're doing.
But that's going to be the biggest ruse. That's the biggest ruse. Is we're out here talking shit about them. That they don't know what kind of franchises they're sitting on, especially since there's such a huge popularity and a huge community of people that really want this. I mean, Konami's not just literally, they're not pulling a Nintendo and putting their fingers in their ears saying, blah, blah, la, la, la. We don't care. Yada, yada.
Are they?
About our franchises.
Are you sure about that?
I guess thinking about it from that context, maybe you're right.
I'm just saying.
How long have I been yelling at Nintendo to make a new F-Zero game?
Oh, God. That'll never happen.
No.
You know, I was yelling at Nintendo for a long time making new Metroid game.
Just like it'll never happen that we'll get Silent Hill.
Yeah, I was yelling at Nintendo for a long time making a new Metroid game, and you notice I shut up as soon as Metroid Dread came out, right?
Well, yeah, of course.
Like I don't even know if I want to go there with Advance Wars. What?
Have you beaten Metroid Dread?
Hell yeah! As a matter
I sorry, if you said no, I would have.
I was ready.
It's a fracking Metroid game. Of course I beat it. Of course I beat it when it was brand new. I didn't wait 2 years to beat it. Like I beat it like the month I got it.
Good.
Yeah, I played that game and I was actually shocked with my runtime, because when I was playing it, I was like, man, I'm taking forever to beat this game. There's no way I beat this game in under 10 hours. And my runtime was 9 hours and 39 minutes. I was shocked because I was like, man, it feels like I was playing this game forever. Getting lost all over the place because like this is not the most linear Metroid game.
No, this game had a lot of like nooks and crannies. It was fun though.
It really did. I got lost so many times. Like if I put it on a shelf for like a week and I came back and I was like, what the fuck was I doing?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh yeah, there was times where I'd put it down for like a couple days, come back and be like, shit.
Do I got to start this game over again?
I started playing the boss rush mode. That mode is fun. That mode is fun because all it is like you're just playing the bosses, it's time trials, trying to beat the times and stuff like that. That was fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Anyway, can we move on? I don't want to talk about this anymore.
Yeah, we're done. We're done room control. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Stoy.
I'm sad.
I'm sorry. All right. So last week, if you were tuning into Crossroads, we said we were going to come back with not one but two big topics, because we actually paused the big topic from last week to hold it for this week's show. So we're going to go ahead and start with the first of our two big topics for this week. And the first one we're going to talk about is the overall euphoria that we get from playing video games. So guys, because I talked about this a while ago with us, and you've probably forgotten like what the whole gist of the whole thing was. So let me just do a real fast refresher, basically. And I've even got a script here, so I'll just go ahead and read that. As we all know, video games are a fun, fulfilling, and sometimes, thanks to streaming and content creation, an actual career option for people nowadays. It doesn't really matter if you've been a lifelong gamer, having played games for a few decades, or if you just casually turn on one of the random set-top boxes, that has a logo, whether it's a PlayStation logo, an Xbox logo, a Nintendo logo, or maybe you're playing those doggone emulation machines that like
doggone emulation machines.
or even mobile apps to pass the time and stuff like that. But overall, video games can be a tremendous outlet for fun and entertainment. One thing which is universal to gamers is no matter what type of gamer you call yourself, feeling the rush of beating a game or taking down a serious challenge, I should say, is what defines us as gamers. Get perfect kills or taking on that online opponent that's been like killing your that basically ends your kill streak no matter how many times you try and do it, or just 100%ing a challenging game. We can't get enough of that type of joy that comes to us from gaming. So tonight we're going to talk about the times that we have thoroughly enjoyed playing a game, and beating it, or just having overall satisfaction with it, and what made the experience so thrilling. So who wants to go first? Who wants to go first with this one? Okay, if you guys want to go first.
Yeah,
I have
go.
three.
Go.
You want me to go first?
Yeah,
Okay.
go.
All right. So one of the most satisfying things for me is remember the NES Ninja Gaiden games? Remember those games?
I remember.
I never when they were new, and I know this is dating myself horribly. When they were new, I never beat them. They were some of the hardest games I'd ever played at that time. As an adult, like I want to say, like it was in my late 30s, I finally sat down. I was like, I'm going to play these games. I'm going to try my best to beat them, and I beat both Ninja Gaiden 1 and 2, practically at the same time, and that was one of the most satisfying things for me because it was almost like a white whale for me. Like it, I was the type of it's funny because like this is gonna roll us into our next topic a little bit later. I was the type of gamer where like it was a bit of embarrassment if I could not beat a game that I played, especially if it was a game that I loved and stuff like that. Like and I've played a lot of games. I'm not even gonna lie and say that I don't play games that much. I played a lot of games. Um, but there are certain games that always stuck out to me that I've never beaten those games, and it's one of those things. Where it's like, and even as an adult, like I found myself making the same mistakes, but that's because we all have what's called video game muscle memory. So it's like the same exact patterns that you remember doing as a kid, you do them again as an adult, and it's like number one, how do I remember how to play like that? But number two, it's ingrained in like our psyche as a gamer and stuff like that. So let me tell you, man, when I actually beat the freaking well, beating the first Ninja Gaiden, that was already a feat by itself. Because the cool thing about the first Ninja Gaiden game that the second Ninja Gaiden game doesn't do, like when you get to World 6 and you have to fight three different bosses to beat the game. In the first Ninja Gaiden game, you beat one boss. If you died and had to continue, when you get back to where you're at, you just go straight to the next boss if you've already beaten the first boss, and so on and so forth. Ninja Gaiden 2 didn't give you that opportunity though. Like if you died on a boss and there was a sub boss, you have to fight that sub boss again, stuff like that. So yeah, so that was a point of pride. Another euphoric thing that that I remember for gaming is Ghouls and Ghosts. Of course, I beat this game when it was on console on the Sega Genesis, the arcade perfect one. But I could never beat the arcade version of the game because like I always ran out of quarters and stuff like that. And one day, like there was one of these old arcades out in Virginia Beach, and they have a lot of these games and stuff like that. And it was a one token game, so like I spent my last dollar, and I actually played that game, and it was funny because like some of my friends that I was with, um, they were like they were looking, they were just coming by watching me, and they were looking, and they're like, hey, like how far in the game are you? And I was like, I was like, oh, I'm on my second run. And they're like, your second run? I'm like, yeah, like I'm about to beat the game. And they're like, "Have you ever done that before?" I was like, "Yeah, on the home version. I've never beat the arcade before." And I actually beat Ghouls and Ghosts, the arcade cabinet, off of $1.
Not bad.
Yeah,
Not
yeah,
bad.
yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry, something just distracted me. Yeah, but I mean, there's that. Freaking I'm trying to think of anything recently. I can't think of anything super super recently. Even though a lot of the games are like not like these remakes of games that are of old school games and stuff like that. I also get this euphoric feeling, but I think it's more the nostalgia factor of it. Versus just overall just playing the game and beating games nowadays. I'm sorry if I'm getting a little tongue twisted
Well,
here. Like
I'm gonna say that I have not over the last like few years, I have not experienced that same thing because games are not rewarding like they used to be anymore.
That's
Oh,
fair.
uh-huh.
Because they don't I mean, and admittedly, I could probably feel the same euphoric experience playing Souls-like games. So, like, if I actually kinda hunkered down and played Elden Ring, played Bloodborne, played Dark Souls, something like that, I could probably get that same euphoric reaction because, you know, it's it's that elation, it's that dopamine fix that you get after achieving something. And that's what that feeling is. So, um, that's one of those moments that I don't think I have not experienced for a very long time. I haven't experienced since the Nintendo, Sega Genesis, even like later, days because they rewarded you for the grind. They rewarded you for it. Whereas nowadays they just like, I don't know, it doesn't seem as authentic. It doesn't seem the same to me. So, and maybe
Mhm.
that's like my old, get off my lawn, my old man side of me where it's like video games used to be fun. Now they're just cash grabs and Fortnites. Fuck 'em.
I'll be honest with you. Like, it does feel like gaming has come to that point. Like how many times have we complained about how like we pick up a game, we start playing it, and it feels like it's incomplete, and then as soon as we think, hey, this game doesn't feel right, all of a sudden they get an announcement for DLC
Mhm.
or add-ons or expansions or whatnot. Things like that. So I get what you're saying, or the fact that like a lot of games now feel like they're pay to win games. Like it's like no matter what, the chips are stacked against you until you pull out the PayPal account or the debit card or whatever, and start buying like incentives to like continue playing the game and stuff like that. So I get what you're saying. So like actually being able to beat a game that you did not need to put any extra effort into, outside of just your own gaming skill, definitely 100% with you on that one.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's fair.
But
Uh, uh,
yeah, I experienced those euphoric moments of like getting a pattern down.
oh yes.
Old Mega Man games,
Uh-huh.
even Ninja Gaiden games, like going back and playing some of those, like still remembering the pattern, still having that muscle memory, and that's where it kind of like brings me that elation where it's like I know the pattern and it feels like you can once you know it, it's like everything becomes easy and it becomes like it's like a walk in the park. So,
Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, like I'm legit trying to think. I know I have some other moments and probably some modern gaming moments, but I can't seem to think of anything. It seems like a lot of it's tied to my old school nostalgia, which that's kind of bad. It's almost like it's kind of like I no longer have like substantial memories of like newer stuff, like it's all like shit I played in the past, or stuff that I revisit from the past, things like that.
yeah,
Does that
I get that sometimes. I got that with I did a very short playthrough of Resident Evil 2,
Mhm.
the remake.
Mhm.
And I wanted to really kind of like try to do it as fast as I possibly could. And I was, you know, I still retained a lot of the memory from my last playthrough, in my latest playthrough. And I was feeling that feeling, you know,
Mhm.
but I really think, they did it justice because with Resident Evil 2 remake, they really kind of blended a little bit of that old school with the new school.
Yeah. Yeah, that is true. Yeah. Andre, did you have anything?
Yeah, I've just been thinking this whole time about like moments I've had, and a lot of them, to backpack off both of you, kind of are like older games, not like anything modern. So like a couple that I can really think of is you know, pulling the Master Sword from the pedestal from the first time in Ocarina of Time, like that'll. I actually tweeted that, and it's just like it's forever a moment that like is just like fuck, this is so cool. Like it's like I still do it, and like even when I did it in my current playthrough, I'm like, man, this feeling will never go away, right? So there's that. Beating all the Resident Evils from 1 to 7, I've done that, and that was a cool
Hmm.
like. This is like a like the fact that I've beaten 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is like really cool. And personally, it's like a euphoric like moment to look back and be like, man, like that was a lot of
Oh,
fun to do
so
that.
it's in retrospect for you.
Yeah, and then And then two really euphoric moments where I was like, holy, I did that, and that really made me feel good. Is one, The Witcher 3 beating the arc no the arch griffin. Is that, you guys know what I'm talking about?
Beats me, kid.
I know the first Griffin is not that one.
No, there's like another griffin that you fight later on, and it's like the boss of the griffins, and it was
Okay.
tough. It was super tough. And then one of my best gaming moments ever is have you guys both played Arkham Knight?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Stoy, you'll probably know what I'm talking about. Do you know the trophy where you have to do that like 25 different combo move?
Oh, that one. Okay, I thought you were gonna go throw me a trophy about beating that, getting the highest. What was it? The gold medal in one of those Batmobile races in the sewer.
So
Remember that
long story
bullshit?
short, yeah, long story short, I platinum that, or sorry, I didn't platinum that game. I share played the game with an old buddy of mine, and we platinumed it together. But I did majority of the harder things because I enjoy them, but they're a pain in the ass, but I enjoy them. The Batmobile thing was annoying as shit. But the one thing that I did was, do you recall how you had to do 25 different combos, but it had to be 25 different moves? So like batarang someone, then like grapple on to someone, then a smoke but like those 25 different moves. I
I
could
do
be
remember
wrong.
watching a video on this, and I was like, "Nah, there's no way I'm doing that."
Okay, so that trophy took me and my buddy like 2.5 days to beat. And we're talking.
You guys had to tag team it.
So basically, we were share
You have to
playing.
share. You can share Euphoria with your friends. Come on.
Yeah. So he would be going at it for like hours, and then he'd be like, "Fuck it, I'm done." And then I would go at it for hours, and I'd be like, "Fuck it, I'm done." And so it was just back and forth. But we're talking, when you ever get into a gaming moment and you're sitting with the buddy and you guys are like laughing, haha, you can't beat something, and then all of a sudden you just start doing this, and like it just dead quiet and no one speaks a word. That's what it turned into. The point where like we would be like all right, go, and like it'd be quiet and no one would say a word, and like it was like if someone spoke they would fuck up like the flow of like the whole thing. It was so intense.
In the
it was
zone.
it was so intense. I will never forget when I beat that thing, the scream that we both shared. And I was like, I never want to do any of that ever again. And that was honestly like one of the best moments I've had euphorically in a game, is completing that. When I saw the trophy pop up, I'm like, I am fucking done with this game. I never want to play this game ever again. That for me was probably the best euphoric moment I've had in a game in a long time,
You know what?
for sure.
That's a thing too. Like you guys know, I used to be a big time Dance Revolution player. You guys know that. But there have been certain songs that were like it was like a freaking labor of love trying to like do something, in my opinion, because like a lot of people
Sweaty
that play the
LeRon.
oh god yeah oh yeah, a lot of people that play DDR, like they want the perfect score. So like the AAA score, like your score has a number and all zeros behind it. That's how you perfected, completely perfected a game. I mean a song. But for me, there are certain songs that I was like, like because I'm honestly it's like Batman. You get older and slower, basically, and things like that. So like if the song was already hard for you, to begin with, it's just going to get harder as you get older and you can't move and stuff like that. So like it's like there were a couple of songs where like sometimes like you got absolutely in the zone and like you double eight it or you perfect scored it, and I was like and like healing vision angelic mix.
Oh
I
boy, he
full
remembers the exact song name.
I full comboed and
Jesus.
I full combo double A that song. Um and it was one of those situations where it's like I've been playing this song for years and stuff like that. This is the first time I've ever full comboed and double A this song. At that point, I no longer after that I no longer played that song unless that song I no longer willfully selected that song to play because I was like I can't do any better than this. This is the one and stuff like that, you know. So yeah, stuff like that, you know. I'm still racking my brain, and I think I'm not gonna run this segment too long. I'm still trying to rack my brain for something modern, but I can't think of anything modern that you know. It's probably going to be the Dead Space remake. You know, it would be my modern game that's going to give me like the sense of euphoria because unfortunately it's a remake. So it's going to be like I'm living in the past, like, you know, like seeing this through new
No,
eyes and stuff
that's
like
how I
that.
was with Resident Evil 2 remake. I mean, you know,
Hmm.
living through those same like rose-colored glasses and having like I remember, you know, kind of harkening back to what Andre was saying with, you know,
Oh,
sharing those moments with your friends. Like I remember trying to speed run Resident Evil 1 and Resident Evil 2 with a friend of mine, you know, trying to speed run it without dying. And then like if one of us died, like it would just pass the controller to the next guy and just keep going with it. And we would do this for
yeah.
hours way into the
Actually,
evenings.
actually, I just realized a more recent game was a Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Remember, there's a combo you have to do, but it's based off of how many times you can successfully parry something. And I remember I pulled that off once, and that was like that was an achievement right there by itself. And it was like I had to pause the game and like walk, like go downstairs, like get some water, come back upstairs, sit down, gather my thoughts, and go back into the game. It was one of those situations. I can't remember what it was you're supposed to do, and I should just reinstall the game and play it again. I probably will play it again before the new one comes out, the sequel. But that was one of the ones like more recent ones I can think of, you know. Or actually Metroid Dread starting the sequence break some of the stuff because like I got tired. I got tired. Like I was getting lost all the time, and I was like, man, every time I wind up in this water, like I have to like get back up because I do not have the gravity suit. So so I started looking and I was like, oh, there's a sequence break that you can get the screw attack. But you can get the screw attack before you get the gravity suit. So I went through an adventure to do that. Got the screw attack, which made it easier for me to navigate through the water because you can just do double somersaults at that point. So that was another one. So that's the one I can think of too. Is you know like the fact that I had to stop and think about sequence breaking, you know, to make the game more fun for me. That's crazy, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like you can't do shit in the second half of Metroid until you get that gravity suit. I'm just gonna say that Metroid Dread, you can't do shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Any final words? Any final thoughts on this one?
Games just aren't euphoric as they used to be. Just the
Nope.
way it
Back in
is.
my day, they used to make you
Back in
Hmm.
work
my
for it.
day, back
Hmm.
in my day, there was no God.
So I guess this begs the question then: why do you think we don't finish our video games?
Oh boy, we're just jumping right into it.
Yeah, we're jumping right into it. This is our second topic, by the way. Why don't we finish our video games? And by the way,
I'm gonna tell you
I
exactly why.
good. Just hang on a second. Hang on a second. Um, if you guys take a chance in the stream chat right now is a link to to today's edition of the Boss Rush Banner, which is written by me. It's my first one actually. It's called Why Don't We Finish Our Games? And basically, here's a setup. As gamers, we all have a point of pride where when we roll the final credits on a game and we finish it. Some of us play games for entertainment, while others while others just play to pass the time. Gamers enjoy the hobby of playing video games in many different ways, in many different fashions, but there's one thing that practically every gamer has in common with one another. We all have games somewhere that we have not finished. And I do like how Matt Pharmacist in the chat was like, because being an adult sucks. That is definitely a good reason for why we do not finish video games in this day and age. All right, so here's a little bit of trivia for you guys. We are currently in the ninth generation of console gaming. Like the very first console games rolled out back in 1972, and that's 50-year span, 50 years. You'd be hard pressed to find a gamer that has completed or beat it every single video game that they have played. I just admitted earlier I have NES games that I still have not beaten. Our backlog of games just keeps growing and growing with barely any sign of relenting. And if you were to go to your cabinet and look around right now, you would find more than one game that is tucked away safely on the shelf. That hey, I've never beaten that game. So here's the question: Why don't we finish our games? Why is that?
Stoy.
Games are too long.
Oh,
Because you
good
don't
one.
because video game developers don't develop the last quarter or the last third game content. They want to hook you into the beginning, with it's like, dude, it's like the first, like buying a music album. They put all the good songs in the beginning half of the CD of the album, and then put the shit songs at the end because they know you're only going to listen to the first half anyway.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing with video game development. They're going to put the best content right in the beginning and all this filler content at the end, barely even work on the end game, barely work on the ending period. And there's been like talks about this where they've actually there's studies and stats on this where the majority of video gamers just don't finish their games. So video game developers don't spend a lot of time on end game content because they know a significant portion of their gamer base isn't going to make it all that way.
Mm-hmm.
So and that's a problem. It's like, why not make a game an appropriate length? Why make a 60-hour game where you could turn it into a 30-hour game and have significantly more meaningful content to get people to finish your game?
And something that I find too lately with games is games are being developed and they looked so pretty. They look graphically, they look amazing, but the story's shitty.
Yeah.
So that's a problem that I'm having where games look good and then you start to play them and you're like, this story is just ass. Like, that's another reason why sometimes I just fall off and I'm like, this story just doesn't make sense. The
Yeah,
character
there's no
development is
there's no
just
substance.
there's nothing. It's like when you meet people, right? Like, say for example, if you meet if whoever you are, if you meet a pretty girl or guy and you get to start talking and the person's
There's
just
nothing to them.
there's nothing to them, right? It's the same thing as gaming. Like, yeah, this looks fun, but you start it and you're like, this is not what I want. So that's my thing. And games are too long. So you put those two together and you don't even have a game done. So
Yeah, I mean, here's one thing I can say. I find myself losing a lot of steam playing games I truly want to play, uh, just after putting enough work in to get past the tutorials. Like some games take too long to get to the point, and by taking too long to get to the point, for example, here's the reason why. Well, this is probably a bad example, but one of the main reasons why I lost interest in Final Fantasy VIII way back in the day is because they took too long to get to the point. You know, uh, I mean, say what you will, Final Fantasy VIII is a good game, but it just wasn't enough to hook me. I'll throw another game out there because I start this whole topic based off of the whole thing of like everybody getting on me about the fact that there are games out there like Ghost of Tsushima, for example, Uncharted 4, hell, like I haven't beaten Link's Awakening, not the remake. I beat the original, of course, but I haven't beaten the remake. So like that. And honestly, it's because Link's Awakening. That's a different. Something else got in my way and distracted me because there was no reason why I should stop playing that game except another game came out. But for games like Uncharted 4, for example, I just ran out of gas in the second half of that game. And it wasn't saying anything bad about Uncharted 4. It was just the fact that for some strange reason, I hit a point where I just wasn't interested anymore, you know? And because of that, even though I bought Uncharted The Lost Legacy, that game suffered because I was like, I need to beat Uncharted 4 before I start this game. And so now it's like the chicken and the egg, like which ones comes first, like do you beat this game or do you play the game that comes after it, so it's one of those weird things, and hours logged on to particular games, nowadays, like games can get into the tens to hundreds of hours now to play and beat. Stoy, perfect example, you and your adventures of Assassin's Creed. I mean, can't say anything more about that, right?
No, I mean, it's too long. Like, too long. Too long.
Yeah. Um. Well, I will also inject that our backlog has taken on a life of its own. Like, I mean, let's look at this now. Like,
It could be
games
part
come
of the
out.
problem that we like too many different styles of games and different genres. I'm guilty of that.
Well,
Yeah, that too.
how about let's look at it like this. As gamers, the average gamer owns more than one gaming system, whether that be a gaming PC and a console, multiple gaming consoles, or hell, they have a gaming console, but they also play on tablet and mobile devices and stuff like that too, and stuff like that. There are a lot of freaking games out there to play, and the sad part is like it's almost like it's a habit or an addiction because like the very I, I can't remember the very first video game I ever played. But let's say this, like everyone knows I'm a Mega Man fan. So imagine playing a Mega Man game and then discovering that there are more games just like Mega Man out there, and you had so much enjoyment with these Mega Man games, the original Mega Man game, is you want to play more games like that. And there are always games like that coming out.
Yeah,
Now
we are experiencing that now. Back in the day, we didn't because the only Mega Man game back then
was Mega
was
Man.
Mega Man. That was it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, literally, honestly, anybody that is knowledgeable with a computer can make a video game and make a really
Yes.
damn good video game.
Yeah, I mean, so now, like, look, if you like the old school Legend of Zelda, the top down games, hell, we've got a whole bunch of games that basically mimic that. We just talked about what was
Arrowheart, Blossom Tales, those are pretty
the
much like
Blossom Tales.
Legend of
Yep,
Zelda clones.
yep, all those. Like we've got. If you love Tomb Raider and Resident Evil games, we got clones for those. If you like Devil May Cry, like you've got God of War, you've got Bayonetta, you've got you've got games
Yeah.
that are all clones of that. It's insane. Like even simple ass platformers all harken back to the days of Super Mario One. And things like that. So there is a lot of games, and also with a lot of different ways to play games. There's also every console, every having more than one console in your house also means that you have to devote your library to the exclusives, because not every single game comes out in every single system. Like PlayStation has exclusives, Microsoft has their exclusives, Nintendo, you get what I'm saying. And stuff like that. So the backlog is going to grow no matter what, because the one thing that we always want to do as gamers is we want to fuel our need to play more games, play new games, play games that we like and stuff like that. So there's that. And I can tell you right now, I own a lot of games that, even though they fuel my need for playing games, I just can't seem to play any of those games, devote the time, especially. Everyone knows, like, I'm a Monster Hunter player. So as long as Monster Hunter keeps pumping out content, I'm gonna play that. And sometimes that hurts, like these new games that, like, hey, I can throw 20 or 30 hours into and I'm done. Hell, I can play like 12 to 15 hours and I'm done. Like, Andre, you probably run this situation with Destiny. Like, Destiny's throwing out content,
All
and
the
it's per
fucking
and it
time.
and it's a vicious cycle, because like the moment you turn around and say, okay, I'm gonna stop the play of this game, if the game that you're playing that's always on has an update and you miss something, then you're horribly behind the curve, to the point where, like, I've heard I've heard like certain people have had to quit playing Destiny because they miss one major event from an update, and the game is
You're
no longer the
fucked.
same for
That's
them. Yeah.
every Tuesday they update the story. So like you go on vacation for like a month, you're fucked. You're hooped. And like I've gotten to the point now where it's like so there's three different classes. There's like the Warlock, the Hunter, and the Titan. And like I know people that like say from from today until next week. There's a bunch of shit you can do in the game. There's pinnacles, there's objectives. Once you do them, you get higher tier gear and you get good things. Next week, it's the same thing. So let's say, for example, I start playing after the podcast. I rip through everything, and then Friday I play. No, sorry, Thursday I play a bit more. I'm done my character for the week. I know people that'll do each week. They will rip through all three classes and do everything they can, and I'm like, why? Like
people got too much time on their hands.
That's the other thing.
But it's
You know-
like it's the same shit you're doing just on a different class. I'm like, I don't understand the enjoyment. Like, I've done it a couple times, and I've even been like, I don't get this because
This
like
is gonna-
I just did this, but now I'm a Titan. I just did this, but now I'm a. It's I don't know. It's just me. Hot take at me on Twitter. I mean, it's
You
just
know,
I'm,
but you know, that's the crazy part about it, because this is going to throw us in a different tangent when Stoy just mentioned, like, you know, too much time on their hands. Then we got people who brag about, like it's September 27th right now, and I've got people who are on my Twitter feed saying I just beat my 52nd game of the year.
I've seen that, and I'm like, I'm sorry, are you a sociopath?
I'm like, first of all, I'm like, what games are you playing? Are you playing games that only take like 3 hours to beat?
Yeah, yeah.
you know, like shit. I just talked about earlier how like Square is on a roll, releasing like its 5th RPG of this year, and so like that RPGs do not take 7 hours to beat. They take 70 hours to beat. If you know,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
I
and
actually
we
have. Sorry.
no, I was just about to say we have people that can that you know, and you know what just like Kanye, I'm gonna let you finish. You know, like I'm happy for you and stuff like that. You know, but damn, how do you find a time to beat all these games?
Yeah.
Like you've already beaten more games than there are than there are weeks in the year. You know what the hell?
Game per week. Right.
It's one of
They're on
those.
their,
It's one of
they're
those
on their,
things that, you know, Assassin's Creed, like say Assassin's Creed Valhalla. There's hours and hours of content. My last half of that playthrough, I did maybe half of the content. I only focused on story missions. I only focused on the main objectives. I didn't do any of the extra collectibles. I didn't do any of the extra, you know, pickups, any extra side missions. I just mainly focused on the side content and the side missions. And I think, you know, it kind of comes down to how much attention that you want to pay to something. There are people, and you know this, just even in a professional setting or in a public setting, social setting, whatever, how people can get hyper fixated on things and really just kind of become anal retentive about it, or need to see things through. You know, you got these alpha people that are just like hardcore with it. So there could be a game that comes out where literally you spend a week and you spend almost every waking hour trying to focus hard and trying to really pay attention and beat that game to the point of there's nothing to do in that game, and then you move on with your life. So I'd really be curious to find if there's some sort of scientific studies on that to kind of research that part of video games where you'll have somebody that'll like pick up a game for a couple hours and say, wow, this is a great game, and then never touch it again. I'm guilty of that
yeah,
because like
same here.
I'll
Same
pick up a
here.
game and I'll play a game for like 3 hours and I'm like, oh man, that was really enjoyable. And then I'll never go back to it again because, you know, something else will have grabbed my attention, you know, or it's like, you know, the what was it? An Up, the squirrel, you know, it's like all of a sudden you see a new thing that you
Yeah,
want to play.
Mhm.
But there's a
the
lot of
the
people
new
that
shiny.
have, you know, just kind of maybe more nuanced genres of games they like to play. And you know, maybe they can really buckle down to say, you know, 3-4 hours. I'm gonna jam out every day.
Mhm. So I have a question that basically combines both our topics for anyone actually, but mainly for you guys. So basically, do you think as gamers we are looking for the euphoric high that we've gotten in
Oh
the
yeah,
past
I
currently, which is why we don't finish games because if we don't see it halfway through, we're like, well, fuck it, I'm done.
yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Okay. Yeah. Because
I feel like that.
I thought about it and I'm like, you know what? That makes a lot of sense. Why sometimes Stoy, you pick up a game for 3 hours and go, wow, that was fun, but like you don't feel like you have
Mhm.
to go play it, right? You're like, okay, cool, right? Ooh, that game. Ooh,
Yeah,
that game, right?
and that's the other thing too. Like sometimes they don't grab you fast enough. You know, like for example, like when I actually Stoy, thank you. When I actually sat down, started Ghost of Tsushima, Like I was immediately like, oh, I gotta play and finish this game. Like I'm being slow as fuck about it right now, but I am definitely playing and is projected to be beaten. You know, I can't say any time like real soon, but it'll probably be beaten before the clock strikes midnight on 2023. Like I can guarantee you that because like I'm actually hooked and engaged in this game. Now that being said, there are other games that people have told me they're really good games. I'm sitting there like, I've been playing this game for 5 hours now. What's happening? You know, stuff like that. You know, like I get it. You know, because I write. You know, I write fiction. You know, like some people's narrative style. You know, is designed to like grab you and drag you along until you hit that moment where it's like aha, and now I'm in there. You know, stuff like that. With me, like it, maybe I just have gaming ADD or something. You know, maybe it's like if it's not giving me that dopamine hit, then why the hell am I sitting here?
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
You know, like because I can give you guys a laundry list of games that'll make you guys mad at me that I've either played and beaten. Like for example, Andre, you asked me earlier what the hell's wrong with me because I haven't beaten the Spider-Man 2018 game. Do you know? Do you know? I'll tell you what. I'll tell you why I have not beaten that game. I had so much fun playing that game. I spent more time in that game playing it. You know, just doing all the side missions, like unlocking all those skills and stuff. That by the time I got to the final boss fight, I was like, I am not ready to fucking end this game. I really could not push myself to beat this
That's
game
fair.
because like at that point it would mean like I'm over, like it's over, I'm done with this game. And so like with Spider-Man Miles Morales, like when I started playing that game, number one, it was like I bought that game before I bought the PS5 because you know nowadays companies release games like a week or two before the consoles are actually on the market and stuff like that. So I had Miles Morales already in my library. So you know when I sat down, started playing it, I felt myself doing the same exact thing I did with Spider-Man 2018, and I was like, I cannot let this happen. So I sat there. I was like, I'm going to do what I need to do, and I'm going to beat this game because number one, when I found out you can beat the game in like under 6 hours, well, not under six. I'm sorry, under 9 hours. Like I was like, okay, there's no excuse for why I cannot beat this game. You know, stuff like that. But I had to push myself to not get distracted because that's another thing I get. I heavily get distracted in exploration of games and stuff like that. And sometimes exploration is more fun for me than actually like doing the story and continue the game, which is why I refuse to play Assassin's Creed Valhalla because like everything Stoy saying to me is like heaven, but that's also a nightmare.
See, I want to go through some. I know CNN wrote an article about this a long time ago, and I
Uh-huh.
wanted to kind of like go through a little bit of data in that the average video gamer, at least like 10 years ago, was 41. So it's probably maybe a little bit higher now.
Mm-hmm.
So we're talking video games are getting beaten more often than not, especially like with the three of us, our demographic. We're getting older. There's, a little bit more responsibilities that we have. A lot of guys, our age, guys and girls our age are having kids. So they're, they have a little bit of responsibilities outside of just, I'm going to just come home from work, sit at home and play video games all day. But there was another percentage that's interesting is that in 2021, last year around this time, 19.8% of the gamers that actually fired up Assassin's Creed Valhalla actually finished it. 19%. Watch
That's
Dogs 2
that's very low.
Watch Dogs 2 was 24.9. Red Dead Redemption 2 was 28.2. And by all accounts, everybody praised the hell out of that game. Death Stranding 2, same thing, 28%. Even The Witcher 3, everybody like lauded at that. Only 29.8% of people actually finished it.
There's so much content in The Witcher 3. Like
Hey,
I am
hey,
like I
Hazelight,
never beat it.
Hazelight, the developers that made, the It Takes Two, said the game before that, A Way Out, that
Mm-hmm.
co-op game, only
Yeah.
49% of people finished that. So,
It's,
and that's a short game. That's a real short game.
well, you know what's dumb about that game though is
Is
that
that you need a
that game is two player.
Yeah, I know. But that's
Yeah,
still like but like I said, that's kind of still demoralizing for developers to like, it goes back to my original argument
because
of just saying like, you know, the end content needs to kind of be enough to hook people in to keep people coming back and back
yeah.
for more. It's just like TV series. Like you have to keep giving them something to keep them coming back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's sad. I'm one of the 51% that didn't finish A Way Out, and that's because like the
Same with me.
my buddy that I was playing with, he lost interest in it.
So
And
he got out.
Yeah. Yeah, him losing interest in it like kind of killed my drive to play it because I didn't want to play it with anybody else.
Yeah, I mean that those are real things, and
Yeah.
yeah, like I said, is there an immediate solution to it? I mean, no, not really, but like
Yeah.
I think we have to be forgiving of ourselves too. That if it's just if it's not in our
Yeah.
cards, we shouldn't force ourselves to play it. It
Yeah.
got to a point where, like when I was playing Tales of Arise, I fucking hated that game by the end of it. I told myself I never want to play a Tales game again because I felt so pressured that I feel like I want to finish this game. And I just rushed the last 10, 15 hours of it because I was like, fuck this.
Oh,
I want to I just want to beat
that's
this game.
another thing too. Like when you wind up putting yourself into an induced hurry up mode because you
Yeah.
feel like you spent too much time on a game, that I feel like that sinks you into a level of depression because like then it's like this is a thing I love doing, video games, but now I feel like there's so much pressure for me to play a video game.
Yeah. And that's not fair. That's not fair because like you could be missing out on significant content. You could be missing out on,
Mhm.
increasing your level of immersion with the game. But no, you're just like, I just want to beat this game just to kind of get it off my backlog, just
Yeah.
because I want to
Yeah.
move on. And that's it's kind of no fair because you could be missing a lot of key things. You really could be.
Yeah. That's true. I'm gonna say one more thing, and I'm gonna wrap this topic up. Another problem that we may have as gamers for why we never finish games is we now have this outlet for where like we have access to more games than we would normally. Okay, we have PlayStation Plus, we have Xbox Game Pass and PC Game Pass, we have the Epic Game Store, we have GOG Galaxy, all that stuff. We have so many outlets now that like we throw very little money at, and we get access to literal libraries of games and stuff like that. And now it's like we're over inundated with like games to play and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Like for example, I just opened up Xbox Game PC Game Pass right now. And let me tell you something. Like right here, right on the front fucking page, I'm gonna tell you right now, like there's at least 7 games that I want to play. 7 games I want to play. Like it's insane. Uh, um, I'm not even gonna name these games. Let's put it this way: like, there's like how will I find the time to play these additional games? I'm still playing Ghost of Tsushima. I'm still playing, freaking Link's Awakening. I'm still playing Fire Emblem. I'm still playing Monster Hunter. Hell, like Corey is on my ass to play Destiny.
Don't do it. Don't.
I bought the
Don't do
damn
it.
game.
Don't start.
I bought the damn game.
Oh, then you have to. Then you have to.
I just haven't found I haven't found just want to jump in and say I want to start.
When you do, let me know, and I will hold your hand and we'll go in together.
Oh, thank you. Just like I said, I would hold your hand if you play Monster Hunter. But yeah.
Oh,
Exactly.
All right. Final word though, there's no real answer for why we gamers do not finish our games. It could be that there's simply too many games to play that is giving us like I said earlier a terrible case of gaming ADHD. Games are also getting more and more time consuming. Are these fantasy worlds that we like to dive into? Are they getting so complex that we get buried under the layers of just the execution of playing the game, or is it just the fear of missing out? We're playing the games because everybody else is playing the games, everybody else wants to play the games, and we just feel like we have to do it because that's the kind of thing we do. I don't know.
that's real too.
It could be. It also could be just burnout. Like we're burnt out on playing video games, but we're also trying to keep the status quo to say that we like to play video games. Ugh, it's exhausting, but I still love and like to play video games, stuff like that. Oh, another thing I mentioned in our conversation that we had while we were playing the show is that I also like the whole nostalgia factor is a thing for me. Like I played Diafield Chronicle for like 2 hours and immediately jumped on my PS Vita and ran up Final Fantasy Tactics. That's a
Nerd.
that's a real problem. That's a real problem when like an old game is preventing me from playing a new game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
you know, it's like I don't know. Like I'd rather play Jet Set Radio than play like one of these new games that are out right now. You know, I'd rather play Resident Evil 2, like the original, you know, than play some of these new survival horror games that are out, you know? So there you go. Like I said, I don't have an answer. I don't think you guys have an answer either. Like we have ideas for why,
I
but
mean, we
you
have
know,
we have multiple answers. It's just obviously you can't nail it down to one answer. You
yeah.
know,
Hmm.
like I
Yeah.
said, games are too long. Last half of content isn't enough to hook you in. You know, there is that little bit of FOMO because I get suggestions from people to play these games and play those games, and then I go play the games, and I'm like, yeah, it's fine, it's fun, but it's not enough to kind of really hook me in. So
You know, but here's one thing I'm going to say as a game. Or here's one thing I'm going to say to from a gamer saying to gamers who are listening to us or watching the show right now. Uh, if you get a gut feeling about a game, and your gut says you need to move on from that game, trust your gut. Like
hmm
trust me, because like what will happen is like you will wind up resenting, like, you know, we know people in Boss Rush right now, they resent developers and publishers for a game they had a bad experience with just because they did not have the pride to say I need to walk away from this game. You
yeah.
know, like one game hurt them in the past, and even though this developer has been chugging out games for 20 years since then, they will not play any more games from the people, even when these games are getting game of the year awards and stuff like that. So, you know, like, trust your gut. If your gut is saying this game is not it, stop playing it. Stop playing it, you know, or and vice versa. If your gut is saying no, this game is really good, I should be playing this game, trust your gut, you know, and stuff like that. You know, 9 times out of 10, your intuition as a gamer is going to steer you in the right direction. That's that's all I have to say on that.
Cool.
Well, guys, we had a wonderful show tonight. Thanks for putting up with me. Guys, did you have any more questions about me for why I don't finish my video games? I mean, I really enjoyed this time. I did.
No, I think we're done.
I appreciate you guys though. You guys didn't make me cry. I thought you guys were going to do that. I
No,
really,
no.
because it sounded like it sounded like y'all were sharpening knives these past couple of weeks getting ready for this show and stuff like that. So I thank you. You know, you guys didn't beat me up too badly, and I appreciate you guys. Andre, you're still on the
You know
Christmas
you,
list.
you know how we feel. You know how we feel.
I know, I know, I know. So if I can make your day, week, month a little bit brighter, Stoy, I will try to like continue playing through these games and beating them. So, you know, I don't feel like such a poser.
I mean, so long as you get at least significantly far enough in Ghost of Tsushima, I'll be happy.
I mean,
Yeah,
I think I'm doing pretty well in that regard. I haven't picked it up in a few days, but I think I'm doing pretty well. Like it's in the front of my mind that I have to keep playing it because like what I played so far, I've enjoyed. Like this, just the story missions alone. Oh my god! Like, I'm sorry, lady at sushi. Oh my god! Like, whew, she had a life.
Yeah, she's got a fire in her belly, that's for sure.
She
yeah.
seemed
That
she
lady, that lady is out for revenge and
she
nothing
yeah,
else.
yeah,
Yeah.
she's yeah, like like we like to say about people, they've seen some shit. She's seen some shit. All right, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up right now. I want to go ahead and thank everyone that took the time to like either tune into the show or is going to be listening to the podcast. Thank you, as always. It's been fun. uh would I don't even know what I was about to say. Hey guys, like, plug yourself. Go. I don't care who goes first.
My name is Stoy. I am on the EXP cast, a video game podcast with the Boss Rush Network. You can find me there. We release episodes every Monday morning. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, EXPcast, or my personal Twitter at StoyMKE8.
All right, Andre, you're up.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at ANNDRE underscore WILSON, and then on Twitter at, I guess, sorry, YouTube, Andre Wilson. You'll find me there doing some
Wilson.
Wilson. You'll find me there doing some cool shit. So slowly trying to work on the YouTube, getting it kind of structured to a certain thing. So hit the sub button, follow along, watch the journey unfold, and let's make history. And then you can find me here every Tuesday with these two cool cats.
All right,
Yeah.
sweet. All right. As always, you can find me on social media at Exodus803. That's also my YouTube and Twitch channels, as well as my PlayStation Network and Steam ID. Do not forget, I am one of the hosts for the Boss Rush podcast, which happens Wednesday nights on twitch.tv/Boss Rush Network. So don't forget about that. And that's the major stuff as far as like how to get and stay in contact with me. Real fast, just a few things you may want to head over to bossrush.net to check out. Our friend David Lasby, he asks readers what their favorite retro game is to play in the September 23rd edition of the Boss Rush banner. Guys, what's your favorite retro game to play right now?
Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time.
Link to the
Ocarina
Past.
of Time? Link to the Past?
Currently playing that still.
Okay, Mega Man 2. All right. So check that out. Shane Kelly also delivers us a game review for Beacon Pines, which is an amazing visual novel that keeps you both engaged and invested. Check that out. And lastly, friend of the show, Stephanie Klimov, she has a Steam Deck and she wants to take you on a little journey for what she's been going through since she's had her system. Let's just put it this way: she's had a lot of fun, but it's also been a lot of technical challenges for her. So definitely check that out. All that and more can be found over at bossrush.net. So head there and check out more editorials from our editorials and shows from our ever-growing family of creators and contributors. All the links of everything I just spoke about is in our stream chat right now. But if not, just remember, bossrush.net is the place to find them. As always, you can chat with us and keep the conversation going by hitting us up over on Twitter at @PS_Crossroads for more news, events, and topics while we're getting ready for the next installment of Crossroads. My dudes, this was episode 95. We're in the home stretch now.
Let's go.
We're in the home stretch. This has been episode 95 of Crossroads. Come back and join us next week in our for where we will always have more discussion for PlayStation, PC, and Xbox gaming. Remember, checking us out on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, like the show, and turn on notifications so you know when the next episode's happening. Over on the podcast side, if you're listening to us, be sure to share, rate, and review us wherever you check out the audio versions of the show. As part of the Boss Rush Network, Boss Rush Network family. There you go. Yeah, because I don't know why I was about to say games. It's part of the Boss Rush Network family. We want you all to have a great night, and please remember, be kind, play games, be better. Play more games, beat your games.
At least attempt it.
Yeah, at least attempt it. Yeah. And on that note, take care of yourselves, and we will see you next week. Goodbye, everybody.